A very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nondes Legends 2024. We are live at the RFUEA grounds, coming to you today, this beautiful afternoon, where we have the Kenya Legends taking on the Uganda Legends. My name is Walter Orangi, and I'll be taking you through this pre-match analysis. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by my good friend, Foxy, and of course, Toti. I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Foxy, karibu sana.
Asante sana, feels good to be here. Can't believe it's already been a year since we were last year for these games. I'm just looking forward to a fantastic afternoon of good rugby, enjoyable rugby, and hopefully Toti here can spice us up a bit more for tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a legendary day on and off the pitch, as you can see. Over the time when Kenya and Uganda always come together, it always proves to be a very exciting spectacle. It's exciting to see, and I think we'll talk about more in terms of the players who are debuting and the players who've been there, obviously year in, year out. But as mentioned, it's an exciting day, and we're definitely looking forward to some exciting action on the pitch by none other than the legends.
Speaking of legends, you are a legend yourself. This is a beautiful atmosphere today. Take us through what it means to play in such a game, or really playing against these guys before.
I think what it has done, it has provided players an opportunity to relive the moments. I think most of the players have represented the national teams, both in Kenya and Uganda.
Well, they are legends. They've played for their countries. Folks, Toti, now taking us through this this weekend, this afternoon, the families are out. Everyone is having a good time. What do you have to say for that? This atmosphere at the RFUEA grounds.
I think obviously at the RFUEA grounds it was provided us with some amazing settings. You know, families out, the fans are looking all colorful, there's exciting music. I think we're looking forward to some great performances by one of Kenya's leading artists and performers. That will be excited. That one has nothing to do with age. I think everyone can understand those songs. But I think it's exciting to see the fans and families and kids coming out. And I think that's what rugby needs. Rugby needs more of this kind of atmospheres, not only for the fans, but also for young people growing up to be able to aspire to play rugby. So it acts as a platform, and obviously to see some of their legends who may have not been seen when they were playing lively, this is something that's going to be very exciting for all of us.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, we have an opportunity to look at the two sides. The Kenya Legends, the head coach Osir went with his first 15.
Ladies and gentlemen,
turning out for the Kenya Legends, we have Curtis, Lelako, Luzhead, Georgia C, Joel Nganga. That front three, the front three of Joel Nganga, Curtis, Lelako, and Georgia Sin. What do you have to say about that tight three?
I think those guys, for lack of a better word, they're absolutely furious forwards. If you remember them playing during their days, they were rivals. But now I think what they're going to bring on the pitch is first of all stability, which is very, very important at the front row for the backs to get good platform ball. But also in terms of ball carries, we're probably looking forward to quite a number of ball carries from this particular one, because they like exploring, they like carrying the ball, and I think it's going to be very exciting to see how this combination particularly, go out from there. But it's a very, very formidable front row. That's going to be very exciting to watch today.
Yeah, speaking of the scrummaging is going to be important, Foxy, because you need a stable platform to attack from. And the front three, two playing for KCB, one playing for Kenya Harlequins, a very, very strong, tight three.
Yeah, in rugby, everything starts with the forwards. Everything from the kickoff, from scrummaging, all the set pieces. Without proper forwards, there's very little rugby that you can be able to play. As you can see here, we have Curtis and Asin, who were part of the three-pitch winning team with KCB, so they bring in a lot of experience as well. So as Toti had mentioned here, this combination is going to be very key for the results today.
Now going to the locks, we have Wilson Kopondo, former Kenya Harlequins, and Edwin Machanje pairing up in the lock for this afternoon. Edwin Machanje played for Mwamba. Wilson Kopondo played for Kenya Harlequins. The two of them are very, very good locks, and the coach has really decided on this.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at, if I can talk about Kopondo, back when he was at Machine, when he was in university, before he joined Kenya Harlequins, he used to be called Machine 1. He's the one who used to carry that team on his back. Yeah? Same thing with Machanje at Mwamba. So those two there, I think it's the first time they're playing together at second row. I'm very excited to see about it. There we have two proper enforcers coming into this team.
Well, moving on swiftly, because we're looking at solid, tight. We have Ben Nyambo coming in at right flanker, left flanker, Stephen Odhiambo, currently playing for Nondes. And I'll give you an opportunity to speak about Steve a bit, because he is one of your players. I mean, that is a very good loose combination going with Nyambo and Steve.
Yeah, that back row, you have to keep in mind that they all come from the same club. They all play for Nondes, including the captain himself, Mr. Eddie Omondi. Currently, only Steve is playing active rugby, and he's also been man of the match in very, very many matches. So that's the one guy to watch out for today. I think it's going to bring in a lot of physicality, and at the breakdown, that's his specialty.
Yeah, speaking of breakdown specialities, the breakdown is going to be very important. Whoever goes open on the loose balls will lose if you have the likes of Steve in that team. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I think the breakdown is of Lavina Sego, who has been very crucial in terms of points on the board and territorial play. But then that means Collins will be very excited, and I think we're going to see an emerging game from him at number 10.
And who's going to take points in this team? Who's going to kick for points?
I think Collins is going to kick for points. I think he's going to kick for points, and then there's Tito as well.
Tito.
I think Tito will also put himself on the boot, and I think he's a kicker, yeah.
And Darwin as well.
And Darwin, and we have Darwin as well, so that should be amazing.
Darwin is a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, quickly, let's look at the back line and finish up. We have Victor Sudi, breaking ball coming in at number 12.
Yeah.
Ideally, I mean, when we look at this team, it's a solid team. We have Sudi and company coming in. And quickly, we look at Uganda. But before we do that, let's talk about Sudi at wrecking ball 12.
Yeah, I think in terms of Victor Sudi on the left wing, it would be very, very key to have a player of his caliber to be able to stay on his feet for as long as possible. And I think that's what Victor Sudi will bring, to allow his forwards and allow the support team to come and forth. He obviously has a good eye for the line and space, so I think the Ugandans are going to, really keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't get any more yards than that. But Victor Sudi at wing will be very key.
Looking at the Uganda team, we have Robert Bayashepta coming in at, loose and prop.
Yeah.
And then we have Hooker coming in, Alex Mubiru, who's the captain, and of course the tight end prop, who's Marshall Shumka. You played with these guys, you know them. Take us through what the coach has with the tight end.
I think one thing tactically, having your captain being the number 2 is already very, very key, because that's where a lot of the decision making is made in terms of line-out calls and going for points and the moves on that one. I think they've got quite a few heavies that you've seen in the front in terms of Robert and Marshall, so they're actually going to give our fellows a run for their money in terms of that. So the platform will be something very, very key. Ugandans never take anything lying down, as we know, and they're going to bring the game to Kenya. Obviously, if you look at this squad of Uganda, they haven't had as much experience as a unit as the Kenyan ones have done. Kenya has been blessed to have a lot of the players on their side playing together through internationals. Uganda has a sprinkle of them, so I think they've had enough time to gel and bring it together following the first game in Kampala. Coming into now Nairobi for this second fixture will be very, very key. And their role is going to be very, very important in dictating the pace of the game for Uganda especially.
Well, that's a battle to look out to in terms of the front row. What do you have to say about the front three for Uganda?
I think the man to watch out for is Mubiru. I think I've known him for quite some time since he was in high school, since he was doing his A-levels, and seeing him break through to the national team and the work ethic he brings in. I'm not surprised that he's captain, because he's also captained the crates before. So that's the guy who's going to be really leading from the front.
Now moving to the locks, we have Victor Wadia, Ronald Tusine, Ibrahim Nyango, Scott Oluoch, Roger Rukindo. Now that is a very, very formidable lineup. Scott Oluoch, you've seen him play for Heathens. He's, he's a screen. He has what it takes to really compete at this level, and he's a solid chap. What do you have to say about it?
I think you can see Uganda's plan. I think they really want to take us on in the forwards. So this lineup that has been named here is to bring the fights. Because when we look at the last 3 games, the Ugandans have been closing the gap in terms of scores. The last one that we had in Uganda a few months ago ended 26-15. While the first game, Kenya won 38-6, the first time the Legends played against Uganda. So they've been closing the gap, and by that lineup, you can see that they really want to come in strong through the forwards.
Now distributing the ball today at number 9 is Davis Cholabi, Chris Lubanga coming in at number 10 flyer position, and we have Dennis Etuket coming in at the blind side. Paul Kabazi coming in at left center, right center Brian Tabaruka, Geoffrey Okello coming in right wing, and Michael Wokorach coming in at fullback. Now let's talk about Wokorach, because Wokorach is a name that we've really fought around Walker and company, the two Walker and now the senior Walker is here representing the legends. He has a story. How good is he?
How good is he? I think he's deceptively fast. Safe under the ball, and he's got a good boot. We are actually honored, that he's come, in the plane, and we get an opportunity to watch after calling his time on the international rugby. So it's going to be exciting how he controls the ball. It's going to be an interesting because he'll be receiving kicks on the other side from Darwin, and then Wokarach, I think we're about to see some line breaks from him, and I think he's a hungry enough participant, very, very competitive, and an eye for the line. So it's going to be exciting to see how he holds it back at the back there.
Now quickly, where is this game going to be won? Where do you think this game is going to be won? Because today the two sides clearly have put out all their eggs are out, and everyone can see what they're about to do. But where is it going to be won?
I'd like to put on the hat of a forward. So I think the game will be won in the backs in terms of line breaks. Defensively, it will be won in the forwards. That's what I think. I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because we spoke about it. Without the set piece, there's nothing much the backs will be able to do. I think the only place they might give us a fight, a run for our money, is in the lineouts.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Our second rows are not the tallest. I think the last time we had Mugeni playing our second row, which gave us a bit of height. Now we have Kupon.
It's now time for match action as the two teams make their way onto the pitch. We'll catch you at halftime for the halftime analysis. You enjoy the Kenya Legends versus the Uganda Legends.
In the tunnels.
The teams have come through. The lineups got Kenya versus Uganda stepping up for the fixture. The crowds have come. Absolutely exciting day. We are absolutely looking forward to what's going to be an exciting fixture. Walter, what are we looking for today?
Brilliant afternoon.
And the teams have lined up. The teams are coming up now in line for the national anthems. Should now stand the stamps and standing up for national anthem.
Otieno, there are many, and please may you keep resting in peace, and we celebrate you. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Uganda lineup here.
Taking a moment of celebrating the life of Kai Edwards as this game is dedicated. And now we've got the teams coming up, all four lining up for Uganda. And number 1 is Robert Bayatreja. And number 2, Alex Mubiru. Number 3, Marshall Chipman. Number 4, Victor Wandia. Number 5, Ronald Kisime. Number 6, Ibrahim Nyango. Number 7, Scotto Watch. Number 8, Roger Rukundo. Number 9, Dennis Kawabele. Number 10, Chris Lubanga. Number 11, Dennis Teki. Number 12, Paul Kabazi. Number 13, Brian Tabaruka. Number Geoffrey Namokelo. Number 15, Michael Wakara. The back, Patrick Oguru. Habak Kutaka. Bobby Bigamanga. Mohamed Adil. Abel Sozi. Moses Shimanya. And Tony Lugaya. Gary. And featuring for Kenya, it's going to be Curtis Silako, Georgia C, Joel Nganga, number 4 Wilson Kompondo, Edwin Matanje, Ben Nyambu, number 7 Stephen Odhiambo, number 8 Eddie Omondi, who's the captain of the team, number 9 Peter Tere, number 10 Collins Injera, number 11 Victor Sudi, number 12 Tito Du, number 13 Humphrey Kayangi, number 14 Darwin Mukitsa, number 15 Kevin Gashoka. Also coming off the bench, Thomas Odera, Jonah Lanamu, Sean Edwards, Lewi Maina, Oliver Mangeni, Michael Mutuku, Franz Doga, and Mark Danford.
Well, thank you so much. That was the Kenya lineup. I mean, this is a brilliant afternoon.
Yes, exactly.
Nowhere to be.
Nowhere to be than here. And if we're anywhere in the world, I'd rather be here today. We're just about to kick off today, and I think, Walter, before kickoff is an opportunity to say what are the expectations for this game.
My expectations for this game is the Kenya Legends to really put so much pressure. This is the first round of this year's Legends events, and of course this will also head to Uganda for the return leg. So it's important today for the Kenya Legends to get this win. This one has to be a brilliant bonus point win for Kenya.
All right, and we are off, and the game is off, and that's what we're knocking from the Kenyan forwards. The coming is an early spillover by Kenya. And now they're actually pushing them. Uganda going through their first place with an early ball and joint possession very early in the game. It's going to be, obviously, as discussed in the commentary earlier, it's going to be a battle of the forwards in terms of the platforms and holding on to the ball as much as possible as they're going through their phase.
Uganda quick on the attack, this one. Fast opening phase of this game. Strong carry there by the Ugandans.
You're offside.
Referee.
Get away with it. Still playing advantage for offside.
Playing an advantage for an offside there to Uganda. Uganda with a free play in this one. Michael Okoraj takes a big carry, but it's well handled there by the Kenya Legends. Referee pulls it back to the advantage.
Yeah, it's actually started as possibly as predicted. The battle is going to be in the fourth, and obviously Chris Lubanga is obviously showing his prowess in terms of controlling the ball very, very well. Kenya's defense has been tested, Walter, very, very early in the game.
Yes, they have, and clearly they've really given away 3 points. The opening run for Uganda, earning them the first and opening points for this game. So I believe they'll be opting to go for the points, really settle in as early as possible, get the 3 points on the scoreboard, and then try and see if they can play from that kickoff.
Yeah, it's very, very important, obviously, to get the first points on the board, because what it does is that it just settles down the team and allows now the other team to play the backup. So I think it's going to be one of those exciting moments in terms of what we're looking for. And obviously a very, very early penalty for Uganda, who have opted, obviously, to take the 3 points very, very early in the game. And it has fallen short. Chris Lubanga very falls short of the kick. Early opportunities wasted by the Uganda Legends. It's a great opportunity, and Kenya Legends.
Please make sure everybody's behind the ball.
From the 22.
No hands, King.
Enjoyed very, very early possession. Platforms slowing it down. And actually playing such a tight game.
Missed opportunity.
Roll away.
And that's another penalty that has been given. Uganda enjoyed quite a few of possession, Walter.
Yes, they are. Kenya giving away really easy opportunities for the Ugandans. They had an opportunity to get 3 points on the scoreboard as early as the first minute. That gone begging for the Ugandans. Coming down yet again, the same channels. They have an opportunity, but this time around they're going for the touchline. Let's see how the lineup works.
Yeah, there was a ball carried by Marshall, and obviously reaching over by the Kenyans that led to the penalty. And Uganda have opted for the line out. This will be a determinant. Very, very good line out. And Uganda are on the ball now.
Well, Uganda making forays into the 22-meter area of the Kenya Legends. Big carry there in the midfield. Scott Watch with a massive carry there.
No!
Kenyans on their feet, looking to defend their line. Ball goes backwards. Referee, line play to continue. Tackle is completed there.
I think Davis is doing very, very well in terms of keeping the ball very tight. You know, obviously at this level, and obviously the ball spills over with a rush pass and knock forward, and that is a scrap.
That's the commentator's cast right there. You really spoke about them handling the ball well. But yeah, Uganda losing yet another opportunity to pile more pressure on the Kenyan Lions.
Don't shoot.
Sorry, the Kenyan
Wait for the ball
Legends.
to go in.
I believe this is another spectacular opportunity now for Kenya to kick possession away from their half. They've really played in their own half in the opening stances.
Yes, exactly, and the Kenyan Lions actually haven't touched the ball. I mean, we are now 5 minutes in, and this is the first time they've had the ball after spilling over the kickoff that they were receiving. So it'll be exciting to see what happens in this particular game. Obviously, there's a slight break as we wait for this scrum to settle. Walter, Michael Walker-Wright, obviously exciting to see him on the pitch today. We spoke about it, but what do we expect from him in this particular game?
Michael Walker has been a very good player for Uganda. He's played for Uganda 7th team. He's played for the 15s, that is Uganda Cranes. And he's, over the years, really, he's one of those really spine players for the coaches, both 7s and 15s in Uganda to call upon for the last decade or so for the Ugandans. And he has done really well for himself, and of course, for his country.
Yes, and he'll be very, very familiar with the likes of Collins Injera, the likes of Humphrey Kayangi, the likes of Victor Sudi, who they played against each other at the 7th international game. So it's a very, very solid scrum, and there's fast hands on the ball from the backs, and Collins are there playing it in. And they've gone for the kick on the distance. It's the first time we've seen it this time.
And that's a brilliant kick. Kick into touch.
And obviously fast.
50-22.
Yeah, that's a very, very good kick. Obviously,
just centimeters out of the 22-meter area.
Black, line is yours.
Quickly taken there by the Ugandans. Referee allowing play to continue. Kenya on the defense. Uganda shifting it out wide. Michael onto his winger, who looks to step on the outside, but big Victor Sudi meets him with brute force there. Victor can still tackle.
Yes, exactly. I think very, very early, and you know, probably it's good to get into those tackles in the middle there. I think obviously when you look back at the kick, it's obviously important to mention one debutant for Kenya, that was Darwin Mukitsa. Obviously has had an exciting and stellar career, especially for the 15s, and also played for the 7s. It's exciting to see him as part of the Legends this particular weekend.
Yes, it really is. He's very decorated with the KCB Lions side. I mean, it really brings the experience through this Kenya Legends, and it really piles more pressure on them, really, because I mean they're really star-studded. If you look at the yesteryears of rugby, and then talking about the yesteryears, we're not really talking about the 70s or 80s. We're looking at the late 90s and of course 2000s. And these have been the gentlemen who've really served this game. And Darwin has played his part at KCB now. I mean, we also tend to forget that these are the legends, really. We don't expect so much from them, but we really expect them to carry the flag and play with pride.
Yeah, true. Obviously, Kenya had possession of the ball off the line-out, but then lost it in the rack at the breakdown. Uganda turning over the ball and having a few carries. There's an infringement by Kenya, and the game has been stopped for an injury as the game is picking up. And currently, it's important to let this fans know that the scores are currently at 0-0.
Yeah, very currently at 0-0. It's important. Yes, we also. I mean, look at this game. Is this a water break or is it a beer break?
Speaking of the legends, they obviously would not mind taking the break that they have now, as we hope, the play on the ground will obviously recover to continue this game, the game that we love.
Right, it's important that our medical teams look at our legends. I mean, Kenya and Uganda, over the years, really, this has been very competitive. Looking at our under-20s, look at our women's rugby, and of course our men's senior. We have the Safari Sevens coming up next month. Uganda coming through, and it's really a rich relationship that is between the two sides. Looking at how we've consistently played each other and offered assistance to each other for the last couple of years.
Yes, I think obviously credit to both players in terms of what this is doing for the game, especially in East Africa. As mentioned, this fixture, when it started, almost as we call it, feel-good fixture, but now it has moved into a fully, almost international status. I mean, in terms of the organization and the fans coming out. And I think it's key because when you look at the motivation, you've got, players coming in from both sides. I think we spoke about Darwin Mukitsa. We look at obviously the debutants for Paul Kabazi and Gary Mabonga and Oscar Olaro, who are debutants from Uganda. So it means that even as players call it on their careers international representation, they obviously inspire and strive to play for the legends. Now there's something to live for. It's unfortunate that this didn't happen in my time. Hopefully I'll play next year.
It's important for you to also get out there. I mean, you're looking at your mates and you feel like you really should be part and parcel of what is happening on the pitch. It's important, and I mean, this is really good. The families are out. The atmosphere is amazing. I mean, the sponsors have really also turned out in support of this initiative. I mean, looking at how much has been pumped in through the corporate and individuals of this world, really, both Uganda and Kenya. So it's important, and of course, it has an end game. That is the growth of the game eventually, because these legends are giving back to society one way or another. And it's a brilliant idea to have the legends play. Yes, to have another set of legends. I mean, the older legends, it would have really made something, and also have ladies also come through.
Yeah, and I think what was important for Uganda was to be able to retain the ball off that lineup, and they've lost it, obviously, in the consequential racks. They've actually played majority of the first 10 minutes of this game in the half of Uganda, in the half of Kenya, and essentially should have really taken advantage of the possession that they've enjoyed. So I think what's happening here is a lot of ball handling errors from both sides in terms of holding on to the ball long enough. I don't think we have seen phases that go beyond 3 or 4. I think as the players are warming up, the clouds are on top of our hope. That's not dampening the mood. We have a feeling, obviously, at the 10-minute mark, things are about to open up. So it's Kenya with the line out.
I'll take it in there. Eddie Mondi rises highest. Collins Injera playing fly up today. Misses the ball, goes backward. Referee allowing the advantage. Collins goes into contact. Uganda need to release. The tackle is complete. Referee playing an advantage for no clear release. Steve Odhiambo with a big carry through the midfield. And he loses the ball forward. Referee will definitely pull it back for the advantage to the not rolling away.
I think Kenya getting the groove at this particular moment. Not a very clean ball from the base of the racket to Collins Injera, but obviously an excellent carry going forward. And obviously the infringement by Uganda obviously slowing down the momentum. I think we've had a lot of breakdown infringements that have led to penalties. It seems that both teams are trying to settle. And the kick obviously just over the 10 on the Uganda side. It's really interesting to see what they employ. I mean, both Kenya Legends are fast line out. They caught the ball and they obviously played it immediately off. We will see if this is the end. They carried through. possibly to suck the Ugandans in.
They did lose a bit of momentum with the juggle there by Colin Sijera, but this is yet another opportunity accorded to them for them to execute really. Let's have a look at what they have. And speaking of what they have, they lose it backwards. Fast knock on, as the referee confirms that one. Knock on in the air by Steve Odhiambo as he went for that line out. It's an opportunity at scrum time for the Ugandans. Now, speaking of scrums, we've had the two sides play, and each side have really have cleared the scrum really well because they played their balls. So it's really a platform which the two sides can really use. Now it's an opportunity for the outside backs to try and put something together.
Yes, it is. I think this platform is very key. I mean, the previous scrum down was very, very stable. I think, as we mentioned earlier, it's a very solid scrum and a quick take from them. One Cotley. And the pickup as a number 8. Small carry, some exciting carry from them.
No! Offside advantage!
Advantage there for Uganda. Kenyans encroaching the offside line. Oh, Marshall there.
Offside.
Not moving forward and not being able to get the advantage. The referee blows a penalty to the Ugandans. Uganda had a scrum, had an opportunity to clear the lines, but this is yet another opportunity. A better one as compared to the one they had for the scrum.
Yes, as you can see, the forwards' tactics from Kenya is obviously to slow down and hold the ball as much as all the players, as much as possible. They're attacking the breakdown, they're defending the breakdown. They're obviously ensuring that Uganda doesn't have quick ball. I think we had an opportunity there. I think one pass, though it was an offside, and we'd have seen possibly the first line break of the game, which we are really looking forward to, but we understand the coaches have done that. The line out, it's a bit untidy. And knocked another breakdown. I think we'll continue talking about both teams trying to settle in. Maybe an opportunity for the captains. What do you think the captains should be telling their teams at this point?
Well, so many mistakes being accorded there by both sides. Of course, losing opportunities to really exert pressure. We had Uganda in that last play using the line out, and of course, it gives an opportunity to Kenya. But you've really spoken it out and brought it out well. We've not had a continuous play where we have faces after faces, where you build pressure for you to be able to attack and also get the opportunity to play out wide. So it's an opportunity for Kenya here, 10 or 15 meters out of the halfway line. Colin Sijera passing it out wide. Humphrey, call from Humphrey running through the midfield. Reminiscent of the yesteryears. Big carry there by Nyambu. Kenya lose the ball forward. Referee plays an advantage. And Kenya get a penalty. First penalty in the Uganda half. What do you think the Kenyans will do?
Yes, exactly. As you can see, ball carried forward. Obviously, an excellent carry by Humphrey. Kanya has mentioned, reminiscent of his rugby days, and also a very good eye for space. Obviously, Collins have gone for the touch. I'll be interested in terms of this particular call and see what the players do. I think obviously the captains will try, the forwards will try and keep hold on to the ball as much as possible to be able to get the Ugandans on the back foot and obviously release the backs. We've seen a snippet of how they want to play. Obviously they're playing it wide, and as we mentioned, it's the first time in the final third for Kenyans in the Uganda half. And obviously looking to capitalize what their neighbours haven't done when they visited their half. So it's exciting to see in terms of this lineup and how they approach.
Yeah, you did ask me what the captain should tell. The Ugandan captain should be telling the players to really defend this one. Pretty sure George is sitting with ball in hand as he looks to feed the line out. This is an attacking opportunity, and of course, they would have gone this through this training. This is the green zone where you're able to execute, and this is where really you earn your money's worth for all the training that you've been able to do. And there you go, Kenya lose the line out. Still a 0-0 game between Kenya Legends and the Ugandans. Kenya losing an attacking opportunity in the attacking third of the pitch for the Kenyans. Well taken there by Darwin Mkiza. Darwin looking to bring the counter-attack. Kenya looking to switch from defense to attack on the onset. On the outside channels, Victor Sudi running straight. That is big Victor.
Honestly, the game has really picked up on this one, and a bit of carries. Kenyans are now playing with the ball out in hand, but Uganda doing very well, trying to keep their line speed up to speed and try to make sure that Kenya doesn't break the line. Obviously,
Play on.
Kenya with men out wide, looking for an opportunity. Referee blows a penalty, quickly tapped there by Collins Njera, looking to continue with play. Looking to cut the Ugandan snapping.
Playing advantage.
Referee playing an advantage. Play of 10 meters. Wilson Kopondo doing what he used to do for the Kenya Harlequins side. Curtis Nilako switching ball with Eddie Omondi. Eddie Omondi looking for the offload on the outside. Referee allowing play to continue. Ball goes backwards and referee is playing advantage to the Kenya land. The Kenyan legends on the attack. 5 meters out. Eddie Omondi.
Eddie Omondi with almost a second carry this particular game, really giving the Kenyans momentum.
Quick ball there, and it is time, Kenya! Georgia scene.
And this is finally Penny will carry there. Obviously some excellent work done with the ball carried by Eddie. That obviously gave momentum. Standard with a quick penalty that was taken by Collins Njera for the Ugandans on the back foot and took advantage of the penalty advantage and not waiting for the advantage. And as you can see, this is going to say so exciting. So it's 5 points on the board as Darwin lines it up.
Let's play a game with you, Felix. These conversions. In or out?
Darwin, I put my money on Darwin. Spin. Far post.
And there you have it, money.
I just was going to change that. Later we can discuss with it. But exciting, and that does a lot of confidence for the Kenyan team. And Darwin doing what he does best, is spotting the ball from just outside the 5 between the 15 onto the edge. Well, it is exciting, obviously, to get Darwin into this particular time. Obviously, the Ugandans will obviously looking to capitalize that, ensure that they game, that they get on the board as quickly as possible. They'll be ruining their chances in the first 5 minutes of the game. And obviously, this is an opportunity, obviously, that they obviously do a very quick line chase off the kickoff. As mentioned, very high down the center. As mentioned, obviously, the ball is spilled. It's a bit messy on the ground.
That is what you call a coach killer. Immediately you score points, you go down the kickoff and you don't pick it up. It is important for you, and rightly as you pointed it out, Ugandans will rule those missed opportunities in the opening minutes of this game.
Yeah, and obviously they've taken them opted to take the quick penalty. Obviously they're trying to hit back and get back on the ball, and this is obviously a good response from them.
Gun on the outside channels. Big carry there for the Kenyans, remaining resolute on defense. Sime taking a big contact through the middle. In goes the big boys. Uganda asking the Kenya legends a lot of questions on defense. Referee playing a new advantage for the Ugandans. Kenya not releasing. Uganda with a free play in this one. Looking to quickly strike back. Immediately after conceding points, Uganda with yet another opportunity for them to pile more pressure on the Kenyans. That's for Kenya to remain resolute on defense.
Yeah, Uganda realizing if they keep the ball very, very tight and they clear the ball out, it's actually sucking in the Kenyan forwards in the backs, providing opportunities. If Uganda can obviously realign as quickly as possible and open up the pitch again. It's a 1-2 pass through the try line.
That's fine.
And obviously the penalty, they'll go back to the penalty. It'll be interesting to watch Uganda do here. Obviously it's in a very good position to take the points, but also very close to the line. And I think at this point, obviously maybe points they're contemplating a leadership point of view.
I mean, it's a two-legged tie. It's important for Uganda to get on the scoreboard. And of course, the difference is just 7 points. So this is an opportunity. 3 points is kickable. Stink it over the hedge and you go back and line up for more if they're coming your way. Now, from that picture that you just talked about, the way the Ugandans are keeping the game really narrow, it's important for them to attack Kenya through the middle so that they can be able to play out wide.
Yes, that's actually very, very true. And what's happening, and obviously the Kenyans have also realized that, so they're actually trying to attack the ball and defend the ball, defend the rush for a turnover with a pushover, but that's also leading up to them making mistakes, maybe falling over, interfering with plays and taking up the space. And I think what you got to realize is that if they get into this and keep the ball tight, it opens up opportunities for the backs on both sides. I think what's very, very key here is for both teams especially, and I think for Uganda, is just to get the ball through the hands. And I think if they're able to do racks, I think that was the most racks that we've seen in terms of opportunity, and the conversion is good. Let's bring the scores to Kenya 7, Uganda 3. The 20 minutes gone in this particular game, it has really, really picked up.
Yeah, it has really picked up. Points are coming now. It was a stalemate really the first 10 minutes, but the next 10 minutes, those quarters, as a coach, you've really been in such games where the opening stanza is a tight affair, and then the game really opens up, and then you find yourselves really either conceding or scoring more points. So this is an opportunity for these two sides really to settle down, play some good rugby, and of course pile pressure.
Yes, obviously the man on your screen who obviously makes the conversion, Chris Umaga, will be very, very key in terms of observing that pressure and telling his players and his teams in terms of where to go. So he's obviously very key in terms of clearing the lines. This particular aim, as you can see, he's held a very good head in terms of that. So it's in terms of playing the shots, it'll be key how they respond off this particular one when they receive the ball.
Taken back into the 22, looking for touch. The Ugandans, the bounce is favorable for the Ugandans. Kenya bring it back. Eddie Mundi with a high kick into the 22-meter. Now Uganda with an opportunity to bring it back straight to the Kenyans. Tito Duke looking for that tackle. Scott looking for the outside man. Philip versus.
And what a tackle by Humphrey. The time of the ball at all went into touch.
We've seen those battles before. Philip versus Michael.
Yes, exactly.
Michael versus Humphrey.
Yes, exactly. And I think when they were lining up, they also knew what is happening. And obviously that was a very crucial attack because Michael was obviously beginning to go further and further. In terms of this particular step, obviously now has a water break in the picture. That was an excellent tackle. Uganda just unable to hold on to the ball and continue with the momentum that led to them getting 3 points. We now have the all-popular international water break.
This is not a water break, this is a beer break, Felix.
I think if you look at the highlights of that first 20 minutes, it's actually closer than we thought. And this is just an indication in terms of the players who are currently playing. Obviously, have come to a very, very recent technical level of coaching. So you can see that they're actually trying to control the game, trying to go through the motions. However, I think the fans feel differently and they really want some action.
And the fans really expect Kenya to, the flag is up there, and of course they're expectant. And most of these fans, and speaking of the fans, it's good you brought it up. Some of these fans really did not get to see this gentleman run out physically. We talk about Gen Zs of this world, and the young and upcoming fans that we have clearly in your picture having a good time there. That is the Legends, the 2024 edition. Good time, good vibes, and of course, everyone having a good time. No other place to be right here is the only place.
Yes, and I think we're excited. I think we've been experiencing some hot and rainy weather. The weather's really held up this particular day. Obviously, with some sun, but the sun has set. But as you mentioned, it's very exciting to do this. The fans come out, all ages, different backgrounds as much as possible. They don't come out in different colors and are enjoying the game as much as possible today at the RFUEA grounds. And this is obviously the fixture. If you're just joining us on the live stream, Kenya leading 7-3, having converted their drive, and Uganda having scored late before the international break. And what we are seeing now is obviously the break before we proceed to the last 20 of this particular fixture.
Yes, it is the break, the water break for the gentlemen. Lungs really burning now as they try and get accustomed to
and now we look back to the try on the screen. Eddie had 2 carries going into this and catching Uganda on the back foot.
Yeah, Eddie was really immense in that last play as George Asin dived over for that opening try for the Kenya Legends. Speaking of Eddie has not really done his stuff with rugby. Eddie still plays for Nondes. And he understands the game, and as George celebrates there, having a good time, joining in as a legend now, playing his club rugby for KCB, enjoying his time on the pitch, but now enjoying his time off and on the pitch.
Exactly, and obviously that is something that he will obviously be watching on repeat. That's the game.
Yeah, definitely.
And the game, we've resumed for the second part of the half. The intention, obviously, Tito to convert something that he's obviously very, very good at, but unable for the ball to stick. I think we've seen a bit of nerves in terms of the ball. In terms of the ball handling, obviously has been not up to standard in this particular fixture. Yeah.
In fairness, that last pass really was slightly behind Tito. Tito really wanted to collect that ball and run straight, create an opportunity through the midfield. I mean, that's a tactic, and of course the Ugandans would have been knowing that Tito was going to run a straight line, and of course were ready for that tackle, but ball spilled forward.
True, and I think he had two options. That was basically Collins General was coming on the wraparound, so it was up for him to figure out what's in front of him, throwing the defenders with a split second to either carry the ball through or give Collins on the roundabout. And it's got the scrum of the ball now, taken to the Brian, and an interesting run there by Dennis. Obviously been causing a lot of trouble on that particular side of the wing, the platform. Chris clearing the ball as much as possible. This is interesting. We're going to the second phase. And we've obviously, with Walter here, trying to see teams with a continuation of phases, and obviously commentators. Cars, the ball now is
strikes again. Yes, and we're looking forward to Uganda hopefully having a couple of phases there. And Kenya does the same thing, losing the ball forward. I mean, it's a start and stop game in this specific fixture. I mean, 23 minutes in, Kenya and Uganda, you could really count the number of phases that we've been able to put together on both sides.
Yeah, Uganda, they're playing the ball wide, it's been about to the up wide, and that's what's happening. Now the ball carry down the wing, the opportunity, if they can recycle the ball, it gives them opportunities. Obviously, combination of the backside forwards here, again, it's a lost ball.
Advantage Kenya, Steve Odhiambo running into his own man, referee not allowing that play to continue, pulling back the advantage to the knock-on for the Kenya Legends. Now, Uganda, in your picture there, had an opportunity to attack out wide. It looked like it was an opportunity to at least get 3, 5 or 7 points, coming out of that Kenya half.
Yeah, I think thinking before the ball is in hands has been characteristic of this particular game, and obviously from both sides, but in this particular period and moment with Uganda, because that was an amazing opportunity obviously to go wide and continue carrying the ball. The phases that they played that led to the 3 points, they're able to hold on to the ball as much as possible and recycle them, led to the penalty. Obviously for them looking for an opportunity, if we look at the percentage, Uganda really taken in terms of territorial percentage in this particular game. What Kenya has done is their visits, they've been successful, to the visits in terms of that. Uganda, I think, has visited almost 4 or 5 times into this particular half and only came out with 3 points. So it'll be interesting now that obviously they've lost the ball to see how Kenya plays. Obviously substitutions on the Kenya side. It's important to note in a legend game, it's a roll-on and roll-off substitutions. Obviously when you come up, catch your breath and then be able to go back. Scrum time, what do you expect now from Kenya?
Well, I mean, the two sides have really had opportunities to set the platform to attack from. I mean, and I can't really say who has had the advantage at scrum time. Kenya playing it out to the open side, going out wide to Darren Mukiza, running it straight, Darren Mukiza with support on the inside, Darren Mukiza goes round, the last man, ladies and gentlemen, Darren Mukiza!
What an absolutely exciting run, obviously, Darren Mukiza, single-handedly, controlling the 5 meter with a step and in-step and out-step, a hand-on, and catching Uganda, obviously napping on the right-hand side. And what a debutant try for the debutant himself, Darren Mukiza.
Yes, Darren has had a spectacular run there and getting Kenya's second try. It's important to note that Darren Mukiza had opportunities to pass that ball on the inside channel, but opted to square it out with the last one, the fullback, and he went over for that second try, and a very important try for the Kenya Legends. And in your picture there, as he celebrates before he dives over Darren Mukiza, and that is the second try for Kenya.
I think
Kenya's strike rate, and you pointed it out a few minutes ago. They've had less in terms of possession, but they've been able to really pile the points on the scoreboard. As compared to Uganda, they've had a shorter stint playing in the half of the Ugandans. They come through with points. That is something that either coaches can look at. Kenya would really pride themselves in going forward, and of course the Ugandans will be ruining those opportunities, but also missing out on those attacking opportunities.
Yeah, and the conversion goes wide, as you mentioned, very, very right, in terms of Kenya's success rate into the visits has been very, very successful. But also Uganda obviously had a few missed tackles over there. Obviously Brian was the last line of defense. He needed to make a decision, and I think the step of Darwin obviously caught him flat-footed. As mentioned, Kenya, legends, taking advantage of the ball in hand and the visit to the try line. I think the Ugandans will not be happy with their defensive play of that particular one. It comes to one-on-one tackles. And a game of this level, tackles really, really count.
Once again, Kenya lose the ball forward. It has been something to talk about, and I'm sure the coaches will talk about it at halftime. That kickoff immediately after scoring points, very important for the team that is receiving the kickoff to take the ball and, of course, either clear or mount the counter-attack.
Yes, it's obviously a weakness that obviously Uganda realized in terms of the kickoff receipt. Kenya have not been able to retain any of the kickoffs that they've been able to receive. That has obviously led to giving Ugandans an opportunity to set up a platform to the scrum and obviously set up play on the background. I think what we're looking at is an opportunity for them to bring Michael Walker-Rach in, and I think he stepped into the back line. It'll be interesting to see how they've lined up, obviously slightly directing behind, and it'll be good to see how they approach things. I think they're growing in confidence in terms of using the ball with the backs a little bit more often. Obviously the scrums have been excellent.
Yeah, the scrums have been excellent. An opportunity here for the Ugandans. Scott Lodge picking that from the base of the scrum. Taking 1, 2, 3 Kenyans. Kenyans on their feet, looking for the counter-attack. Referee allows plays to continue. A hint of a high tackle there. Seatbelt tackle. The referee allows play to continue. Uganda on the outside channels. Michael Walker-Rach kicks and chases. Darwin Mukiza looking to defend the Kenya line. Bring the ball back. Passing it to Collins Injera. Collins takes contact.
Some tackles, some very hard tackles coming through, and obviously
it's a good clearance there. Looking to get touched. Uganda fumble with the money bag.
Yeah, just a timing of the ball from there. He allowed it to pass. Obviously, the bounce of the rugby ball can be very, very useless, and in this particular situation did not favor him. We've had a situation where the tackles have really been put in, and that was an amazing, excellent defense play. If we just look at that,
it was better off to let that ball bounce, or probably let, I mean, there was really no pressure. The ball was kicked. He had a few seconds to gather that ball, but I mean, Kenyans were coming down his channel. I mean, he had to think about it.
Yeah, I think Dennis Edkid has really had his hands full in terms of defensive play, and we can see that they've swapped positions with Michael Walker-Rach in the backline. Obviously, Walker-Rach stepping up in the line and him covering the backline so as to create attacking opportunities from there. Obviously, then it's a scram down to Kenya.
Look who's at midfield, Victor Sudi. It should be a set play for the Kenyans. They miss Victor. Go back to Collins. Collins a hint of a forward pass here, and the referee picks it up. Collins is looking to feed his brother for yet another try for the Kenya legends.
He's a forward there.
From where I'm seated, Tuti, that's a forward pass.
Yeah, obviously the ref. Obviously, I think,
and the referee was right in line.
Yeah, very, very debatable from the angles that we're seeing, that we're watching in the fans going forward. The referee, at the end of the day, makes a call. It's obviously a very thin line at this particular level when it comes to a flat pass, it comes to a forward pass. And what an absolute, obviously, Victor Sudi was used to drawing the defenders, and Colin went out to the back, and Humphrey slicing through with the runners, flat runners coming through. I think now we can see how the game is going to approach now. It's open play.
I bet you 100% they'll try that move yet again.
Yeah, well, hopefully now the Ugandans obviously have also picked it out.
They'll probably use Victor Sudi in the front.
No tackle now.
Uganda on the attack with the ball. Steps in.
Back into the field of play over there. Uganda obviously from all the scramblers are looking the 8-man speak, just one for them. I think what's going to be key for them is a carry to hold onto the ball as much as possible to ensure that there's continuity.
I mean, Uganda have to score next to really keep themselves in this game. They can't afford an opportunity for the Kenyans, and as we speak at rightly.
No. And it's a penalty, I think, for the Ugandans for the target prop. Marshall Tucum has been very instrumental in terms of the ball carries and carrying the ball quite a lot. Just having been isolated there a bit, but I think he's obviously giving the defenders and carrying the ball as much as possible and drawing in 2 or 3 defenders, as you can see on the screen. That's a big lad. That's a big forward. Yeah,
we call him Marshall.
He's a big forward, and I think he's been doing well.
Kenya looking for touch,
and
not finding touch.
Successful.
Counter-attack for the Uganda Legends, running straight into the man. Oliver Mangeni making his presence felt on the field of play, holding the Uganda Legend up. Uganda looking to play out of their own half. They lose the ball forward, an advantage to Kenya. Those uncharacteristic mistakes, coach killers, those ones, because I mean, here's an opportunity for you to clear your lines. You opt to play to your midfield teammate, and then you lose the ball forward. I mean, it's giving away good opportunity to the Kenyans, and the Kenyans will definitely look at this as an opportunity to score next and then proceed to halftime.
Yes, exactly. Actually, the defenders are rushing. The Kenyans are rushing the Kenyans on the ball and forcing them to make those particular mistakes. But as you rightfully mentioned, it's an opportunity to clear the lines and maybe allow Kenya to play off the back and get a line just as much as possible. I think Uganda, as much as possible, have been trying to run the ball from their half with players on the ground. They don't have enough players behind the ball. It's their take to the right. Just left in the tackle. So this just led to an opportunity. And Victor Sudi.
And as we're speaking, Toti, we didn't have an opportunity to see Sudi's move. We've had to give the legend an opportunity for some minutes on the bench. We resume, of course, with the scrum to the Kenya Legends. An opportunity here for the Kenya Legends. Colin Sinjera playing 10 in this game, looking to get this game going down the open side. Pass backwards, pass not meeting the outside man. Well taken care of there. Ugandans defending resolutely at the far end. I mean, speaking of that opportunity there, we've not seen somebody at scrum time try and shove forward or backwards. Do you think this is a tactic the two sides have decided on and said, the Legends, I mean, let's play, you have yours, let's have ours? Because I've not really seen a challenge at scrum time, really, for anyone to get a penalty often.
Yeah, I think what they do is they're conserving their energy, because obviously it's an 80-minute game, and I think the forwards, and we speak about legendary status, obviously keeping in terms of their energy reserves and using it when it matters the most. I think it's going to be key in the second half to ensure that you have those platforms. That's, both teams are not attacking the scrum, as you mentioned. You know, they're not trying to push over. So they're trying to ensure that they get that platform so that they can release in terms of defense. Obviously the ball now is with Uganda.
Passed out wide and lost forward into touch. Kenya with an option, either line out or scrum down. They opted to go quickly.
And the referee has left players.
Stay there.
Kenya looking for their third. Big carry there. Curtis Nilako going straight into the man. Base on the rack there. Mikey. Oliver Mangeni, current KCB coach, showing us what he used to do on the pitch as Uganda get an opportunity to clear the line. Advantage over is called there by the referee. Looking for the outside man. Uganda with ball in hand, attacking the Kenyans. Not looking to clear their lines. They believe they can pass all the way to the try line on the other side.
Yeah, I think now obviously they've decided, obviously they haven't been gaining ground, so they decided to kick. The Ugandans are in 6s and 7s, down with the ball. See a very good carry there.
Staying on their feet as they went for that counter. Kenya with the penalty. 5 minutes away, 4 and a couple of seconds away from the halftime whistle. Kenya will do so well to get some points on the scoreboard as we head into halftime. This is an attacking opportunity and no better place to be 22 meters out of the Uganda.
Exactly. Obviously, Uganda not rolling away quick enough, getting trapped into that rack, into that platform. That's leading to the penalty, as mentioned. 4 minutes to go at the end of the game. Kenya looking to take advantage of this particular lineup
Uganda
to try and increase their lead going into the halftime break. Uganda having to do some extra work back into their zone to defend, and the ball is thrown when we end. The ref has called the lineup not settled.
That last play, that line out, I mean, I've seen a couple of tweaks to the World Rugby law, speaking of the lineouts, and it's in execution as we speak. In New Zealand, I've seen, I mean, the laws. The World Rugby are looking at an opportunity where you allow lineouts if the opposing team did not challenge or go up for the lineout, to allow the play to continue, whether or not it's straight.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is obviously to try and speed up the game and keep the ball in hand as much as possible, because if rugby obviously if you have the ball in hand, then it means obviously there's a lot of excitement. I think those particular rules, speeding up the game, is also to increase the fun engagement and excitement around the game of rugby sport, which is something that World Rugby have been trying world over. We've been competing with other sports in terms of making it exciting. Because obviously the bigger sides, can obviously keep the ball in the line and just drive it there. And most people see that as not exciting in terms of rugby, in terms of bringing the game. But obviously the forwards, I mean, it's very, very hard not to coach the forwards to make the game boring and to keep the ball in. And obviously suck them in terms of energy-wise.
Most definitely, because that's where they get to suck in the big ones. Uganda with a penalty, looking to clear their lines. Hopefully one last crack at the Kenya Legends before we head to halftime.
Yeah, enough time for the line out, but obviously he's looking to kick it just outside, what's over the 10, and it will be a line out to Uganda. Hopefully we see, obviously with 3 minutes to go, hopefully they will keep the ball alive and hopefully get to the try line. Obviously the bodies are tired from this particular first half, and everyone is looking forward to the break. But we foresee in terms of what you think Uganda are going to do with this, or what should they do with this particular lineup?
Well, Uganda should be good on the attack, because first and foremost they need to feed this straight, get the ball, attack from the relevant opportunities. They lose the ball. George Asin looking to turn defense into attack in a crack and a nutshell. A hint of a high tackle there. Referee allowing play to continue. Steve Odhiambo looking for Scott Oluoch. And company defending resolutely. Kenya on the attack. Patrice Agunda passing it out wide to the wing. And well met there by Uganda, who look for that big counterattack opportunity.
Some good defensive work going with the ball. Kenya maintaining and keeping the ball as much as possible on the ball in hand from that particular down and keeping the ball alive. This particular one carrying in, obviously playing it wide.
Knock on there. Uganda with an advantage, a scrum advantage.
Obviously both teams trying to play the ball very, very tight to see Uganda going to that particular platform.
Play on the floor there.
I think Kenya have been kept the defense very, very tight and made it very, very difficult for Uganda to find spaces within the line. In terms of the line breaks, I think there's a
cross kick there by the Ugandans, looking to play to the open side of the pitch. Darwin juggles and passes to the opponent. Uganda on the attack, ball goes backwards. Uganda with an opportunity to dive over, and it is try time, Uganda.
A lot of back and forth there, carried down to Pizza Family, catching his own ball, passing it to the other player. And
Kenyans really to blame for that one, because they had an opportunity. They let the ball bounce, the bounce of the rugby ball any day there in your picture. Darwin juggling and passing it backwards, looking for his teammate, but not meeting the mark. Uganda loose play, and that is to Sime going over for Uganda's opening try of the day. Bring the scores to the Kenya Legends, 12, Uganda 8.
With a kick to come in the final and the last play of this particular first half. That was an exciting round of play, but obviously the fans not having that. Uganda obviously coming here, walking away that try, some very, very good tries, and then we must give it to Ronald for staying alive in that particular situation and reading and capturing and holding on to that ball and going over for the try.
Yeah, the Kenyans really to blame for that specific try for the Ugandans, allowing Uganda to get another try before we head into halftime. I mean, they'll be sitting confident going into halftime. Speaking of the coach, it really changes the conversation going into the halftime talk. The conversion sails wide.
And the cricket is wide for Davies. Another could probably change over to the kicker. Something to 100 points. And that brings the scores, the halftime scores, to Kenya 12 and Uganda 8.
Yeah, Uganda strongly finishing that half, and an opportunity for the coach really at halftime to send a message to them that they're still in this. The Kenyans had an opportunity to run away with it, but the Ugandans are still in it. It's one try, the difference between the two.
Okay. Yeah, that was obviously the halftime for this particular fixture. 12-8 and Uganda getting a point at the end of this particular half. And it's going to be very, very exciting to see where the coaches take it from here. Obviously, Kenyan legends, 12 with the tries, one from George Yasin and one from Darwin Mukitso, an amazing try. Then Uganda hitting back with a penalty. And Ronald Sime obviously scoring that particular time. The game has been characterized with a lot of ball handling errors in that particular area, but obviously teams have been able to get their rhythm. A few line breaks we've seen in the particular games. Obviously Uganda being put to the test defensively. And defensively, as we look towards the second half of this particular game, there'll be a lot to talk about in both changing rooms with regards to how they want to approach the game. We did not see too many fixtures, too many line breaks in this particular game. Obviously, the forwards and the two forwards have been the two scrums have been very interesting with both teams preserving their energy. We haven't seen them attacking the scrums as much as possible, but what we've seen is a bit of tackles coming in that led to the turnovers. Some of the fans, as you can see, joining us, obviously the rain and the skies have opened up with a slight drizzle. So we're going to look on to an interesting second half when it comes to the second half of this particular fixture. Obviously with the ball handling errors in the first half, it's going to be a game now where I think the coaches tactically are going to be very interesting. I think Walter, as the rain slightly pours down over halftime, obviously that changes the way the game will play the second half, as there's no rugby team obviously that likes to play in the rain unless you're a Northern Hemisphere side. But what do you think in terms of now the tactics and the changing rooms, in terms of what the coaches will be communicating to the players?
Well, with the changes, of course, in conditions, as we look through.
And this was the first half highlights. We'll have a look, obviously, the beautiful flags of Uganda and Kenya and the ball boys. Obviously, the first kickoff that came up, obviously, was a knock-on from Kenya that created, in terms of Kenya having the opportunity for just joining us.
Yes, of course, Kenyans giving Uganda those opening opportunities. But Kenyans staying strong on defense, a big tackle coming through there. Uganda had the first opportunity to go for points, and they went and missed that opportunity. In your picture here, the Ugandans, Michael Wokorach looking to attack Steve and George. Through the middle he goes, well taken care of there by Steve Odhiambo.
Yes, I think we did expect quite a bit of ball carry from Michael Wokorach, I think holding on to the ball, and that was the first penalty that obviously went begging. Right center post, as they say. Some of the most difficult kicks are the ones that are center post.
Yeah, definitely for you to have that clear sight of the H. I mean, you need a slight angle. You probably could have done with a tilt left or right. And in the picture there, the Kenya legends go over for the second. George Yasin going over for the opening try for the Kenya legends. Celebrating in the picture there with his KCB counterparts, Darwin and of course Curtis Milako. The fans having a party out here. I mean, look at the faces and everybody having a great time. Yeah, George with a big carry there. Uganda.
Exactly, as obviously you can see experiences of forward in terms of ball carry, holding on to the ball and reaching out to score the try. This has come in very key and important for Kenya. Let's obviously the celebrations. Kenyans do love having a good time in terms of the celebration. And this obviously gave Kenya the momentum.
And you picture Kenya looking for another attacking opportunity down. Kids are breaking, going round. Had an opportunity to pass on the inside channels. We're going out and celebrating as he dived over for the second try. Darwin was very instrumental, turning really defense into attack in a snap and going over for Kenya's second.
Yes, exactly. Very stable on the ball and the other ball, obviously keeping the ball in two hands while also weighing out his defense, and that step gets put them up. Obviously, to the fans, this is obviously the try of the first half, but we're hoping to see more of those, obviously, from both sides.
Yeah, most definitely
from them.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the fans have come out for such opportunities. Yeah, Darwin just going round the man, the last man for the Ugandans, and notching it and celebrating with his fans. Uganda with a cross kick there. Kenya looking to defend this one. The bounce of the ball going back. Darwin juggling that one, passing it to no one especially, and giving an opportunity to the Ugandans as they stayed alive. And a big lob, none other than Tusime.
Yeah, that was an excellent piece of skill. We must appreciate excellent speed from a forward, and a second row in terms. The ability to realize not to pick it up but give it a little chip. Obviously has some footballing skills in him. To look, as we mentioned, Darwin popped it up, and just over here when it was knocked backwards, a small kick and pick up, and we must give it to him, you know, for such an excellent try, taking opportunity, some good level of skill over there. And obviously, the fans not very happy with the ref, and I think obviously not understanding that the ball went back. Well, we cannot blame the fans. We thank them, obviously, for being here.
The fans are here for the Sherehe part, and they're loving. I mean, you can feel the atmosphere here. They're looking forward to tonight's after party, and it's very important for them. It's a Saturday afternoon, family day out, kids are out, families are out. The legends, I mean, Kenya and Uganda, what a beautiful afternoon.
Exactly, and speaking of parties, obviously we're hoping to have a party of tries in the second half as this game will resume. Obviously in the next 10 minutes, as a beautiful skyline of Gong Road, the venue, RFUEA grounds, the venue for the Kenya versus Uganda Legends game. If we were to speak about the game, obviously this is the second leg of a particular game. See Kenya winning 26-15 in this one, but if we obviously to go to 2023, you know, the first leg of the game was 38-6. 38 to 6 last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a shorter deficit and the scores are reducing. What do you make of last year, this year?
I mean, Uganda lost 38-6 at this point last year, and I mean, they've gone back to the drawing board, and it's really commendable. The scores are really close and they're tight this year. It means that the Ugandans have gone back and worked hard and tried to correct the mistakes. As you see the fans celebrate there in your picture. The Ugandans have gone back, done their homework, and also come this year and said, we're going to Nairobi. It's really sort of, the atmosphere here feels like a test match, really. And the Ugandans want to put in a show for their fans who are turning out today, those who are watching us from all the way from Champara and company. I mean, they want to see their legends express themselves, play the brand of rugby that they play. I mean, they've grown of age, they've come of age, they've developed, they've become people in society now. We're looking at people who are now looking forward to doing the rest for rugby.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And obviously the fans enjoyed, despite the rain, enjoyed very, very well. Obviously earlier in your screen, we could not mistake who that fan was. Obviously a Bong fan. And we also spotted some legends, obviously in the stands. Branko Kinja, and just in the stands, Branko obviously a Kenya international, a legend, supporter as much as football, and had his interesting days and also as a coach. What most people don't know, and I'm going to give you an interesting fact. You know, one of the legends currently who is playing, and that is none other than Collins in general. We know he's had a stellar career, but what most people don't know, that Collins's entry into rugby was actually by Branko Kinja. He was advanced coach for the 15s, and Collins's debut on 15s was actually in Uganda, and he always attributes that particular entry to Branko Kinja. So it's an interesting fact.
Yeah, those are facts, and nothing can take away the facts of the day. Yep. Collins Injera, speaking of his career, I mean, he's won literally all there is to win as a player. I mean, he could have done better in terms of the local scene, Kenya Cup and all that, but internationally, one of the most decorated players. At some point, he was one of the highest scorers of the World Rugby Sevens Series. And that is really something to really behold. And once he comes out here, this is an opportunity for the upcoming generation to look at Collins still doing his thing and get inspired. And this is what legends, the Sportpesa legends do.
Exactly, and I think what we're seeing with the Uganda legends also, with a lot of debutants coming in, I think the Uganda legends are also doing quite a bit for the game back in Uganda. As they continue building and improving their outfit in terms of the legend, gives an opportunity for obviously the younger players and the players from Uganda to continue and experience the same thing. I think we have to give credit obviously to Uganda, the Uganda Rugby Union, for the work that they've done obviously in terms of bringing rugby up to speed. We know for a very long time Kenya has always dominated, the position in terms of Kenya in the 15s and the 7s. But in the previous years, we've seen obviously Uganda twice Africa champions, and they've obviously Kenya to the test. So it's good for them in terms of these particular legends, Michael Walker and Chris Lubanga, and what they're doing to use this game, obviously to create now their own stars and to come out here and keep playing every year for twice a year.
Most definitely, the Ugandans love coming to Nairobi, both the players and the fans. And speaking of Nairobi, they'll be coming through over the 10th and 11th for the Safari Sevens in Machakos.
Yes, exactly, and obviously this is a precursor, obviously, to see Kenyans miss obviously rugby quite a bit, and it actually comes at a good time.
And remember, their ladies are the reigning champions of the Safari Sevens.
Yes, exactly. In terms of in terms of what the game has been done for the women's game in East Africa is very, very key.
All right.
As we are just about to start the second half with the weather slightly drizzly, so it'll be interesting to see. This, I think, is Uganda receiving the kick. It'll be interesting to see how they step up and the ball is kicked up.
Michael Korach brings it back. Well taken care of here by the Kenya legends, Wilson Kopondo. Uganda have an opportunity to clear their lines this time round. They go for that kick. Referee pulls play back.
This is called by the assistant referee. Probably going to consult probably Friedman.
Just a bit of a high tackle there.
Second half kickoff. Kenya legends leading Uganda 12-8.
Michael
Remember
Korach
this, the 2024 Sportpesa Legends Cup.
signaling to the referee. Of course, the touch judge pulling play back. That should be a penalty to the Uganda legends. Straight from kickoff, Kenya award the Uganda legends an opportunity to clear their lines.
Yeah, and Wilson Kopondo obviously going to apologize. It's the beauty of rugby, fight on the beach and friends off the beach obviously going to strike and apologize for that high tackle. It's very, very key in terms of ensuring the safety and the well-being of the particular sport. And the line out, Uganda line out. The line out will be interesting to see. They don't see more. It's a short line out. Particular one for the forwards for standing off the fly half. I think first things first is to catch the ball. And ball not straight and an opportunity. I think we've seen lots of these coming in terms of the ball not straight and not making use of the line out. Either the ball not straight or using it or losing it in the contact.
And in that context, Kenya went up. You can see Oliver Mangeni in your picture there trying to compete for the ball. The ball wasn't fed straight, and of course that's an opportunity for the Kenya legends. Scrum or line out, most definitely they'll be going for the scrum.
Yeah, they'll be looking to create a platform and obviously to release the backs. Obviously, I think the rain has passed, but obviously the ground is still wet. So it'll be interesting to see what Kenya do with this particular scrum. Obviously, we're looking forward to 4 stable scrum. The scrum has been exciting. Kenya have not used the 8th man pick. They've opted to play with the backs quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see.
Big shot coming there from Uganda. The first and the most important shot, spoken about it. Ugandans targeting the scrum and going over against the Kenyans, getting a penalty from the scrum time.
And you can see obviously what it means to the Ugandan force. That's obviously a very, very big win, and you can be assured that we'll be looking at more of those in terms of the scrum, where they're going to attack the scrum. In the first half, there are a lot of it where both sides were just playing it safe and ensuring. As you can see, the scrum and making it very, very messy for the 9 and number 8. And obviously getting the scrum, because obviously I think it collapsed Uganda forcing, obviously, the Kenyans to actually put their back into it. And we're back to the lineup again. It's the second lineup Uganda get in this particular half. Interesting to see if they make use of this particular lineup and catch it fast and then make the best out of it.
Yes, definitely they need to get the line-out sorted out. Well fed there, referee allows play to continue. This instant, Uganda, Kenya, big tackle coming through there. Advantage play there by the referee. Uganda looking for the opening points of the second half.
Still playing at referee, still playing advantage. And
Lubanga with a kick, cross kick. Uganda take that in the air, well taken there. No clear release, tackler not rolling away.
And that's the referee. That's the second penalty.
Yes, in quick succession. Kenya's, given Uganda license to play in their own half in the second half. Reminding us of how they started off in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. I think Kenya not starting the game how they ended the first half with regards to their defensive nature. A lot of players obviously not getting up or rolling away as quickly as possible. And I think it's something that the Ugandans are going to take advantage of, obviously, at the breakdown, as we've seen what they've done in the scrum. They've enjoyed a good momentum in the early minutes of the second half. Obviously, Uganda players getting some treatment on the ground. Nowadays, they use the spray. It's not the days when we used to use a sponge and ice. So that one, technology, innovation, and science has come into play.
Hydrotherapy. You lie down, somebody comes with a bucket, pours some water on you, and voila.
They're good to go, yeah. So this is going to be very, very interesting, obviously, for Uganda. I think most importantly is obviously important to keep the lineup very, very simple because we have the likes of Oliver Ngeni who was looking to disrupt it. Obviously, Uganda having the lineups on the quiet side of the fans, the tailgate fans were considered.
Time for some action for the tailgate fans.
Traditionally called Obab. Zito. Oh, yeah. The other ones we will not.
The other ones will not use. But well represented there. The fan base, family day out. An opportunity, of course, for the family and friends to come through. Such opportunities help in cohesion in terms of society. Such opportunities give, the fans, the rugby fans, an opportunity to come out, enjoy the delicacies on offer, the atmosphere. And this is a brilliant, brilliant opportunity for the fans.
Yes, I think the fans are really enjoying it. And also, it's going to be a precursor, obviously, for the Kenya Rugby Union in terms of the crowds. Obviously, they can build on it and use this opportunity then to drive, obviously, then the fans towards the Safari Sevens. As you mentioned, it's an amazing day out in terms of family, friends, and kids. There's something for everyone. There's obviously the big screen that everyone can watch. And the lineup has been successful. And Uganda playing very, very close to the try line in the final third. I think what's going to be key for them to hold on to the ball. I think the ball obviously is very, very slippery at the moment. If they can get quite a number of people, and Kenya, as predicted, holding the ball up.
That's a tactic they've been successful with in the past as the referee calls for more. Uganda losing an opportunity there. 5 or 6 or 7 meters out of the try line for the Kenyans. That was a good defensive effort there by the Kenyans. Repelling the Ugandans who are really looking for that opening try or opening score in the second half. Remember, the point difference between Kenya and Uganda is just 4 points. And of course, if you have a try for the Ugandans, that means the Ugandans take the lead in the second half. With Kenya playing so well in that instant, holding the player up.
Yes, I think as mentioned, it has been a tactic they have done, and Eddie has been very instrumental in that particular area. I think it's unfortunate that the Ugandans didn't take advantage of that. Obviously, an opportunity to put the Kenyan legends under pressure just by on their try line, not getting enough players behind the ball, and giving an opportunity for them to help back. So that's going to be Kenyan scrum, Kenyan legends scrum. It'll be interesting to see if the Ugandans then take advantage this particular time, but flatting obviously with the penalty and hopefully coming on that. A few changes have been made with the forwards.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Mark Mutuku with ball in hand, looking to feed the scrum.
Crouch.
That is Michael Mutuku, aka Mikey, formerly of Mwamba, RFC.
This is the scrum. You can obviously hear from the Uganda doing very much good pressure. That's very, very good scrum by Kenya.
Darwin and company, kick and chase. Uganda.
What a nice kick and pressure. What a way to step out of your own half.
Referee playing an advantage to the Kenyans. Well, Kenyans could count themselves really lucky there, because there was, in your picture there was a clear...
Oh, it really hands in the...
Players going off their feet. I mean, yeah, really lucky that one.
Yeah, it's a very... It's obviously the rest of the stay of the game in this particular session, so it will be interesting. Obviously, that particular got very, very debatable as you look at the screen and see where the call is from. Obviously, Dan Kisa following up on his chip and his scratches and tackling and falling on gap. Obviously,
had to roll away.
Yeah, to roll away. Obviously, Dan Kisa took up space, making it difficult for upcoming players of Uganda to secure that platform. However, Kenya taking advantage of that situation and going for the line out. As we mentioned, whoever goes ahead in the first few minutes of the second half is going to be very, very key. As so far as the fans are joining us, it's still Kenya 12 and Uganda 8, and it is the second half. This has happened. That's not good currently. Georgia Sin with the line-out, our try scorer in the first half for Kenya Legends. This is pouring and it's raining. Slight drizzle, so obviously keeping the ball in hand will obviously be very, very key. And as mentioned, the rain has obviously done
it's
justice. Yes, exactly.
And in the picture there, before George took the line out, I mean, what a brilliant picture. I mean, our camera crew and company, you could see the aspect, I mean, the rain dropping and the clear picture that the Live Wire crew and team are really producing for this live stream. It's important, I mean, we build up on such quality and, I mean, quantity in terms of production.
Yes, exactly. It's 2024, obviously, for the fans who've come for the game. Very, very exciting to watch it live. However, everyone else has been able to watch it, courtesy of Live Wire. This has given us a huge opportunity for players from all over the world and fans to be able to watch. I'm sure there'll be several people at Uganda. I don't know whether it will be the Chandondo club or the government club, watching their counterparts go to the paces in this area. Obviously, an improvement, very, very eager, Mike. So. Should have let that go. Obviously, not good to give away penalties, giving Uganda the easier way out here. Obviously, Mikey not at that particular point not making the right kind of decision.
Yes, definitely not making the right kind of decision. Allowing Uganda an easy walk down the pitch as they clear their lines. Kenya looking to defend this one. I mean, the line out is
he's
in the 10 meters.
He's digging the ball. He's not
Uganda have, so Kenyans still have.
When he's digging, I mean, you can't touch.
In terms of field play, you could say they're still within that range of you can keep yourselves away from our try line and we can be able to defend from here.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what it's been an interesting lineup there. The ball is out. You can see holding the ball very delicately. Interesting to see what Uganda do here and then try and hold on to the ball. Kenyans patiently defending and holding on, skipping off the rug, and just keeping Uganda in their half, and obviously forcing them to go for the territory. It's going to be very, very interesting what they do, because obviously the more they carry the ball, the more they reduce the players from behind the support play.
Most definitely, as the numbers go off their feet. Speaking of territory, Uganda will do so well to clear the lines and play in the opponent's half, considering really the conditions of play right now.
Yeah, they've gone to test the ball on the back, so that'll be interesting to see. And what a tackle, but kept the ball alive. Well support from Felix Osemu.
Darren Mukita.
Ball, it's an interesting
carrying forward strongly. There goes Patrice Agunda. Patrice well met there by the Ugandans.
Ugandans put it in their tackle, keeping their lines.
Georgia Sin fending off one Ugandan. Ross kick.
Not going exactly where they want, but obviously putting pressure.
Looking to turn defense into attack. Conditions.
Dennis Etiquette obviously caught the ball there and brought it in. He's been very, very
into an injury.
And down and the physio. George Diambo, very, very experienced.
Advantage.
Spent time.
Advantage.
Playing a penalty advantage. Player playing the ball on the ground. Kenya with an opportunity. If you are the Kenyans, what do you do here? 4-point difference. And before we finish that, quickly taken, tapped. And it is try time, Kenya.
And as predicted, a brotherly combination on that one. Obviously, makes sense. A quick tap from Humphrey Kayange. Now that obviously in the particular weather, that's obviously a very, very interesting try.
Quickly taken there, the Kenyans catching, the Ugandans napping, and the conditions allowing for that dive over slippery conditions, but beautiful conditions nonetheless to score a try today.
Yes, and Kevin Gashoka will be very, very happy with that particular try, obviously receiving the ball from his fellow legend Humphrey Kayange. Very quick off the bus. I think Kevin Gashoka has put in quite a shift in this particular game. I think he's made his tackles, he's made his runs, and he actually is very, very rewarding.
Yes, he has.
Try.
Yes, he has. I'd definitely have him up there with Darwin Mukiza in terms of performances so far. He's been able, landing on for this try and extending Kenya's lead. He's been able to really defend. He's had glimpses, really. Dashes here and there, defending out wide, taking kicks that have come down his way. The conditions haven't really been good in your picture there as the Ugandans swerve into contact.
Yeah, that is
that's a big tackle there. That's probably where the injury happened.
Yeah.
Not a really good picture there.
I hope he recovers and we wish him well, but it looks like he's okay, but then what obviously Eric Etiquette has been very, very key for Dennis Etiquette. Very, very key for Uganda, obviously bringing the ball out of the 22 and fully just cut him off at that particular point. And obviously we wish obviously quick recovery, and obviously the medical team and the doctors. We obviously give them huge kudos for ensuring the players are safe on and off the pitch.
You'd imagine the conditions, rain coming down, and of course you having that responsibility to make sure that the players are back on their feet. Some running repairs in your picture there. Kevin Gashoka going over for the opening drive, the second half for the Kenya Legends. The guy matching the status, a legend scoring a try.
Yeah, the staff of football fans are sliding on the grass. Obviously, rugby takes so much. There's no time to do a little proper play. It's an interesting try. Obviously, it's good to remember that obviously the quick take by Humphrey Kayange. And Kevin Gashoka obviously recognizing the space and that the players be taking advantage of the defense of Uganda, obviously saying that.
And speaking of the Ugandans and the Kenyans, the first half was a different picture. Uganda had lots and lots of possession in the opening fixtures, the opening minutes of the first half, not capitalizing on that opportunity or those opportunities. Second half started off quite in a similar fashion. Uganda having opportunities in the half. As the picture there, he got the knee of Steve Odhiambo, head injury, that one.
Yeah, it's obviously not good to see that happening, obviously, in the game of rugby, and obviously not intentional
friendly fire.
And we hope, obviously, and obviously the smile there from Uganda.
The young man is smiling. That's a good picture.
And the medics obviously doing a great job, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Obviously, Uganda played his rugby at mean machine, and obviously a very fierce player in himself, and we obviously wish him a speedy recovery, and I don't think he will be taking part anymore in this particular fixture, and we wish him a very, very speedy recovery as the game resumes following the try, and Darwin lines up obviously to take the kick, and this one I'm like to call it Walter in terms of
the conditions.
Yes.
I put my money on Darwin. I'll put my money on Darwin.
Obviously now, between me and Walter, we don't owe each other anything. This is 1-1. Hopefully there'll be an opportunity for whatever it is we get, we will share.
That is a tiebreaker.
Exactly. It's 53 minutes gone in this particular game. Kenya have just extended their lead to 19 and Uganda 8. if you're joining us from wherever you're joining us, if you're watching at home, if you're watching it on your phone, hopefully you're watching it on your phone and not driving at the same time, this is the Kenya Legends game versus Uganda Legends game. This is the second leg of this particular fixture. Kenya's indeed Kenya 19, Uganda 8. Kenya having won the first leg in Kampala 26-15. So all to play for in this particular. Obviously, more I've seen a lot of interesting play coming from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, there is another coach killer, an instance where you had an opportunity for kickoff, players in front of the kicker, allowing Kenya an opportunity with a midfield scrum, an opportunity on both sides to attack the Ugandans. The ball is slippery. What would you do in this case, really? Would you do the 8-man peak, or you send it over to the running backs?
I think as a back or as a flyer, it's obviously to test the players up. Obviously keep it close, but test the players up in the air and force them to make mistakes in their half.
And there, Kenya forced to make a mistake. Eddie Omondi going into contact from the scrum. Uganda looking to turn defense into attack, playing with a scrum advantage there.
Advantage over.
And Davies.
And there is a bit of bad luck for the Uganda Legends. Referee. Split-second decision there.
Yes, exactly. And I think at scrum for Uganda, I'm obviously going to try and get this second name right at the end of the day. I don't want to be not allowed to enter Uganda for not saying Kweyal Labai, but we will have to find out from that. But speaking of him, he's been actually very, very key. And even under the weather, he's been able to produce some of those passes. And you see that pass in any other weather would have been an excellent pass, but obviously they've spilled it due to the weather. So maybe an opportunity for them to keep it close. And also for David, maybe to now do maybe the push pass, yes, in terms of ensuring that the ball is there. So obviously an opportunity to Kenya, the scrum.
Yes, definitely. Conditions not allowing for expansive play. It's a risk-reward game there. Kenya going down the open side. Grabber behind the defensive line of the Ugandans, skipping and dancing through the Kenya defense. The Uganda Legends.
As you can see from this particular, obviously Uganda opting to play from their half, but this time obviously going for the kick. And obviously Chelsea Felix Oslemo for receiving the ball. Does well, ball goes backwards.
Good tactic there by Felix Oslemo, facing his own goal line and knocking that ball backwards. Darwin floating in contact.
No hands back. Stay back.
Counter-attack attempt there by the Ugandans, not successful. Referee allows play to continue. George Asin receiving second ball from the ruck. Quick transition there for the Kenya Legends. Eddie Omondi in midfield, well tackled by the Uganda Legends. Kenya on the attack, a hint of an overlap on the outside channels. Collins Injera passing it out wide. And there you have Steve Odhiambo playing on the wing position. Oliver Mangeni, referee playing. And that's a cynical play there by the Ugandans. Referee playing an advantage.
Kenya Legends and Jones are played. We've got players out wide, we just keep it in.
Darwin offloading from the ground. It is try time, Kenya. And there you go, the two in the picture, Collins Injera and Steve Odhiambo combining to lethal effect as they go over for their second try in the second half. Felix Sadans now in the rain here in Nairobi.
Exactly, and Kenya's actually taking very, very good advantage of the weather and holding on to the ball as much as possible. In this particular very impressive play, the pass from Darwin carrying the ball very, very well and popping up before down, providing that opportunity. I think for me, it's actually the awareness of Darwin going down to be able to freeze hands. Probably Stephen Odhiambo, obviously Collins being very, very patient in attack and obviously controlling proceedings there. What as we said is being able, and obviously you can see the dance there. You know, it's good. I was just about to say the Legends games are meant to be exciting. We're meant to see some fun, exciting, but obviously for the last 58 and 60 minutes, it's been very, very technical in terms of how the players are playing. It's good to see them dancing and enjoying themselves.
Yes, it has been very tight for the last 58 minutes as Steve Odhiambo there basks in the rain. affording himself and his team a 5-pointer, looking to make it a 7-pointer as they await the conversion. Their referee was playing an advantage, quickly taken their referee, allowing play to continue. Kenya keeping the ball alive, attacking. This skill here by Darwin Mukiza, able to go to the ground and offload at the same time, and giving Steve Odhiambo an opportunity just to dive over the white line.
Yeah, I think that's a very good team try, and it's actually been aware of the space and releasing the ball off the bench so Patrice, so making a quick pass. So it's been quick succession, not allowing Uganda to settle into defense. So actually Kenya have dictated the pace there, forcing them to make mistakes, forcing them to chase hard. And obviously this has resulted to a try that puts Kenya at 24, Uganda 8, with the kick to come.
Now, speaking of the Ugandans, conceding 2 tries in quick succession in the second half, if you are the coach of the Ugandans, what really is your next game plan?
I think from where we can see, maybe the fans can see Uganda going to make several changes, and I think it's 16 with 20 minutes to go. I think it's very, very key for them to bring in those particular changes, just to bring some energy, so to bring in some good energy into the pitch, and with some fresh players. My thinking is these players will come in with clear instructions, maybe to keep to protect the platform and to create the spaces out wide, and also to obviously ensure, in terms of from a tackling point of view, they increase their defensive abilities in terms of their line speed. So that's, from a coaching point of view, would be to try and hold on to the ball as well as possible and take the opportunities where they have it, because Uganda haven't really enjoyed leaving their half or continuity with the ball.
As we go for the second water break in the second half, you've spoken very well that the Ugandans have to do the right things right, and of course they have to score points. Let's not forget that we are looking at a tally of points today, and the Ugandans have to score points, and it's really a do or die now case for them, because they have to score next. They're trailing and looking at really how the points are. I mean, the Kenyans are getting into their groove in the second half. You can see they're happy, they're dancing, they're keeping the ball alive. The Ugandans, on the other hand, have to make sure that the opportunities they get something out of the opportunities. That is either 3, 5, or 7.
Yes, exactly. I think to your point, obviously Uganda have to look to try and get onto the board fast after this particular water break. Not that Kenya may have something to say about that, also because they want to, Kenya Legends wants to stay ahead. I think we are waiting for there's a TMO call. The referee is just confirming 1 or 2 things with his the TMO of today's match.
There is an instance I'd really like to talk about. Here are the Legends using a TMO in their years after play. I mean, it speaks a lot in terms of technology and the development of the game for the Union and, of course, Kenya.
Yes, exactly. Obviously, this has been prompted obviously by broadcast and live broadcast. We know sometimes in terms of broadcast, the operations and the investment that goes outside broadcast sometimes makes it very, very difficult for us to screen this game. But obviously, it's very, very important, because they need to provide for checks like this one that are very, very crucial in a particular game. Not to forget in terms of the highlights, in terms of the quality of the broadcast, and obviously the highlights. So obviously the future is obviously within the broadcast. It allows also for anyone, whether it's on the top media, for you to be able to stream it from wherever you are and reach as many fans, which is good for the game and good for the sponsors and the partners of this particular fixture, where we've seen a lot of support coming into this particular fixture. Obviously the Legends, popularly known as Sportpesa Legends, is the main sponsors of this particular one, and obviously Uganda, Nile, have obviously supported their team for a very, very long time, and obviously also supported the Legend.
Yeah, speaking of the TMO, the margins of error really have reduced with lots of investment going into the game elsewhere, and with the TV match official being very important in this game, just to reduce the error count and help make decisions that go in the right way, and of course decide games. And in your picture there, as we await the long confirmation of that, of course, play by the Kenya Legends. Ball is ripped there. It is allowed to continue. Felix Osiemo setting the ball into the rack. Colin Sinjera over the ball, allowing for the play. Slow play there by the Kenya legends. George Asin going straight into the man. Play continues.
So just like the fans at home in Wales are here, looking at those wheels, and trying to put
decision, which was ripped, so you can award the try.
Clearly there, our TMO Paris Mokoko, and eventually deciding and awarding the try.
Welcome.
Yeah, and obviously the try will stand as we wait for the kick, as you mentioned, TMO Paris. Definitely, one of the legends of the game, having played and ref, and obviously doing a lot of work for the game of women in the territory.
Definitely. Paris on TMO duties today. An accomplished match official herself, deciding that last try and giving clean bill of health to the Steve Odhiambo try. As Darwin looks to add the extra 2 points on the scoreboard, missing the conversion. Current score, Kenya 24, Uganda 8. It's kick-off time, and really, Uganda have to go short and regain this ball or kick deep and pile pressure on the Kenyans.
Yeah, obviously it will be interesting to try and keep Kenya in their half, and Uganda having to work very, very hard, as you mentioned, with their line shifts to ensure as we see the kickoff going. So very, very good kickoff under pressure, and obviously retained by Uganda, as mentioned, an area that Kenya haven't really dominated in regards of a kickoff receipt. Uganda taking advantage of that. Several platforms that they're setting up. I think it boils down to decision making from here, just outside the 22. What they want to do with the players, because
Offside advantage.
put all the players behind the ball, and obviously they're getting good ground.
Free play there. Free play for the Ugandans, an advantage play for the Uganda legends.
7 wide, offside.
Kenya, number 7, offside, and the referee awards a penalty to the Ugandans. Caught offside is none other than Steve Odhiambo. Well, we spoke about the Ugandans scoring next, and here's an opportunity for the Ugandans to, get something on the scoreboard as we look towards the closing last quarter of this game.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting position to go for points. Hopefully, looking the last 20 minutes, that they'll have another opportunity to get into the half and go for the kick. So the pressure from the kickoff actually paying off to Uganda, to the legends from Uganda, and obviously opting to go for the kick. And this will be very, very key for them to slot it and go into the double digits and then build from there.
It's important they get this on the scoreboard. Banga.
And the kick is wide. Opportunity gone. Obviously very, very difficult in this particular condition, but obviously the players and the kickers know. Obviously these decisions lay in their hands to be able to keep the team motivation. So interesting now, obviously it's going to be tough and see how Uganda brings the ball up and take a try and breaks the Kenyan defense.
To be honest, that was a weird decision for me, because the Ugandans are trailing by, that is 16 points. We have 18 minutes to go. They need to score 3 or 4 tries for them to have a good point difference. And opting to go for the points wasn't really something that I would have gone for, but there you have it. They made a decision, back themselves, and now on the attack, just looking.
Yeah, I think they'll need to make it count. Obviously, Kenya's line speed very, very bad to get on back. Going for the kick, looking obviously to play in the Kenyan territory, the bounce of the ball. There's not favouring them, so this is the line out.
It's been touched there, so you can't do that.
They definitely have to make it count. Possession and the territory.
On the screen there, Darwin clearly, truly enjoying himself. This one seems like he's in element and found his home in the legends and seeing the light.
He's a small boy yet again.
Yes,
In the rain, playing in the rain, playing against your former mates.
yes, exactly. So be interested in that, and obviously from the setup, Uganda looking to attack the line out, to disrupt the line out. An interesting part of the pitch, obviously, where you can go out and hopefully take advantage and put the Kenyan jumpers and under pressure, and hoping to regain the ball and build up an attack from here. Obviously, with the rain, it's really slippery on the ball today.
Changes in the front row for the Kenya legends, Milako.
The line out, set up. It's a 5-man line out. Goes with Messi, North and Uganda in possession. Ball forward.
Keeping it close, the Ugandans
Gaining a lot of forward play there.
a lot of acreage, a big carry there. Advantage for the Ugandans.
Uganda looking to take advantage of that penalty advantage and build up an attack. Hopefully make use. Very, very close going down the middle. Lubanga proceedings.
Tight quarters. Slippery. Messi. Ugandans with an advantage, looking for a quick tap. Big boys coming into the picture, asking for the ball. 5 meters out, I mean, really, it's the big boys' opportunity.
I think with 65 minutes to go, leadership then steps in here. So it will be interesting to see, obviously, the ref has gone back to the mark. We're interested to see what kind of decision-making they make with this one. And they've called for the points, obviously. Walter beside him here, not very impressed by that decision, obviously looking for try action. I think Ugandans believe they can continue this pressure and maybe mount, but time is running out.
I'm not really sure if they're playing to win or playing to bring the score close, because if they really wanted to win this game, those are two opportunities that they either would have gone for touch, line out maul. There you go. Miss right in front of the edge.
Right down the middle. I think this is the coach will not be happy on the bench for these two decisions that happened. Go their way. I think
14 minutes to go, 20. I mean, they needed to get a 5-point at least for them to stand a chance of either leveling or probably going ahead. But well, decisions have been made, and we move on. The Kenyans with a 22-meter dropout.
Chris Lavado will not be very happy with that, obviously, these players, but the game of rugby requires that. The game must go on. Uganda's come to looking them at any point in the second half. So
Uganda on the counter-attack.
this is going to be of the big forwards.
Machanje hitting the Ugandans. It's Mabiru when in contact. Well taken care of there by the forwards in the middle part of the pitch. Going back into traffic yet again. Big tackle there by the Kenyans. Hint of a counterattack being allowed there by the referee. Play continues. Ball is taken well on the floor there. Turnover opportunity. And referee gives the Kenya legends an opportunity to clear their lines. Clearing from the side.
And maybe slow down the Uganda pressure. This was a good chip and put pressure on that. But unfortunately, the Uganda player done from the side. Discipline obviously playing a huge role here because they actually had the numbers in that counter-rack. Just needed to go straight down the middle. But having said that, obviously gives an opportunity for Kenya to clear the lines and come down. The Uganda mounting attack. By going by the statistics, obviously Kenya taking full advantage of their presence in the final third for Uganda, and we see discussions going there with the captain, obviously leading the proceedings. Eddie Mondi calling the shots. He's had an excellent game. Eddie, as captain, is led from the front with the carries. May not be the fanciest of players in open play, but he's really put in the hard yards and in terms of leading his back.
Definitely, you can see that. I mean, his team has been able to lead all through this game. At no point did the Ugandans take the lead against the Kenya legends. And that is credit to how the game has been managed on the pitch. And I mean, the captain has to lead from the front, and that is what Eddie has done.
Yes, exactly. We see Uganda looking to clear the lines.
Stop here. Stop.
I mean, this game has, we've had a couple of minutes, let's say for the last couple of, let's say 10 to 15 minutes, we've had a dry patch in terms of the points ever since Steve Odhiambo dived over. It has been a back and forth. Uganda have had opportunities. Kenya, from the line out, the one that has not been taken in the air by the Kenyans, have had opportunities, really. The last 10 minutes of this game, Ugandans have to do something.
Yes, exactly. I think, they've, other than that try, as you mentioned, they've actually stayed in the game. You see the line-out taken and stolen by Uganda. With possession now, ball carry there down the middle. Typical Kenya, obviously trying to suck in the ball in, hold the players up, slowing down the play. Uganda looking to take them on in close quarters, the rack. It's a very good platform. Interesting to see where they go from here. So playing it back to the forwards. Not really gaining any much ground, very close to the line here.
Shifted out wide, well played there.
Interesting soft passes down the middle.
Soft
credit to
touches.
them.
Advantage offside. The Kenyans not retreating.
Excellent play from Uganda. I mean, something that now we know the Ugandans of, securing their racks, taking advantage of the spaces and quick ball on the outside. So that is obviously key to see how they proceed from here. And obviously now they look a bit more clear in terms of their approach and deliberate, going very, very quickly to the line and realizing obviously time is not inside. As mentioned, the final 10 minutes, they need to get a score off this line and get their lineouts, set their plays, if their ball carried, secure their platforms at the same time, and make sure they play the ball to hand and make use of the spaces. Obviously, it takes quite a bit of hard work as well, because this is the Kenyans defensively from one-on-one have been putting in their tackles.
Yeah, definitely. The Kenyans have really sharpened their shoulders. Uganda take the line out.
From there, they secure the line out as well. Trying to suck in the forwards, trying to play it down the middle, but knowing Kenyans very well will obviously attack the line out.
Scott Lodge.
Second carry as well there, just inching it closer.
Clearly the referee asking the Kenyans to stay on side.
Yeah.
Pondo.
No.
That's very, very close quarters. A massive opportunity here.
Keeping it close.
Advantage. Excellent ball carry, good momentum from both teams.
Ugandans
isolated there.
Ugandans knocking on the
Ball
door.
went backwards.
Scott Lodge playing the ball on the ground. Knock on the floor.
And coming back to the advantage. We're back to obviously this is a third penalty
in succession. Yeah, the referee will definitely, if the Kenyans do not sort out the defensive
taken quickly
discipline, the referee will be having a few words to say. Uganda looking for that try that will bring them closer to the Kenyans. Diving over, and that is try time, Uganda.
And it is finally paired off. Quick penalty, quick take from the penalty, catching the Kenyans obviously lazy around the racks. And Uganda with some interesting ball carries in and out and around the rack. This that is an exciting card, and Uganda have scored the scores to 13 with the kick to come. And the rain continues to go on, wait for the kick to happen. Uganda, obviously, this particular way in terms of how they've been playing, that was a very exciting phase. They're taking advantage of the Kenyans' slow defense around the racks and just going down the middle as the players were going out wide. So well-deserved try for Uganda. And if you think about it,
clearly they should have taken opportunities with those two penalties, and we could be talking about a different scoreline. But there in your picture, Uganda battling and going over the try scorer, none other than, ladies and gentlemen, that is Tony Luya, going over for the Legends, the Uganda Legends, getting their second try on the scoreboard. Now, 7 minutes, 9 points the difference to T. If only one of those 3 points would have gone over.
As they say, if only was real. We're talking about another game now, and I'm sure as we mentioned, the Ugandans will be looking back at those chances and opportunities and hoping of this kickoff, Collins Injera for the kickoff. What is very, very key for Uganda is to get back into the Kenyan half and make very, very crucial decisions now, because Kenya will be looking to keep them in their half if they do not clear their lines.
And now Uganda are playing against the clock and of course against the Kenya Legends, two very formidable opponents for the Uganda Legends as we head towards the end of this game.
Exactly, that's a very, very interesting tactic. Obviously, Kenya kicked it deep and had their forwards obviously chased very, very hard and reduced the angle for the Ugandan Flyers. Obviously, managed just to clear up with the 22 and giving Kenya an opportunity, obviously, to attack from the 22. That opens up several options. And obviously, the forwards having a discussion of there. The lineouts haven't been the most impressive from both sides in this particular fixture.
Yes, we've not seen a maul in this game. I'm not really sure if we've seen a maul throughout the 80 minutes of the Kenya Legends versus the Uganda Legends. But here we are, the tail end of this one. The Kenya Legends have to field this line out and of course look to attack and maybe give their fans that last dance.
Get in trouble 5.
And they went for the 5, obviously an interesting tactic, but obviously didn't respect the line. So obviously a 5 meters. For penalty, and Uganda decided to take it on physically, and a good ball carry from our try scorer. Obviously he's come on and obviously made a huge difference in this particular game.
Definitely. He's done so well. He has a try to his name, and of course the Ugandans playing with an advantage there. The referee asking them to go back the 10, require 10 meters. Uganda with a penalty. They need to score quick and they need to score now for them to stand an opportunity.
Interesting decision for them to run from this side. I think it will take quite a bit, obviously, to make it up the pitch with Kenyans defending. Obviously, their racks very, very well. And obviously, you can see Kenya staying away from the rack, so they've got more players
on their feet.
Yeah, on their feet than Uganda have on the ground. So a quick from the ground, some good momentum. Getting their hands full there. Kenya a bit slow to get back into the defensive line as they look to build the momentum, having gained a little bit, but very, very limited options for Uganda. Just played within close proximity and very far from that. And now they take it wide. Let's see what the backs have to come. Ball went backwards, losing the ground.
Slippery conditions playing part. Uganda looking to take it a whole 50 meters to the Kenya Legends try line. Slow play there for the Ugandans, back in for the Legends as they carry Georgia Dume and company forward quickly down the blind side, looking to exploit those spaces on the outside channels. Uganda on the attack. Tall Humphrey Kayanga going in for the counter-rack, but not getting that one, missing that one. Uganda knock it forward. That's a free play there for the Kenyans. Kenyans on the attack. Steve Odhiambo passing it out wide. And there you have it. Kenya looking for another opportunity. That's a holding on.
I think
that's a long advantage play for Scrum.
Yes, exactly. And obviously, legs are tired. Obviously, slow, trying to keep the ball in. There are a lot of tired legs out there from both sides, obviously resulting into the mistake. Having played the game just within the half within both sides, I think Uganda also just running out of options there in their quest to try and break the line. You can see, obviously, Kevin over there with a very nice step.
Ball in two hands,
yeah, ball in two hands. He's really come through in this second half with some very good running lines.
3 minutes out. 3 minutes out. Who would be your man of the match?
I think Darwin has really stepped up. Obviously, with the try and the kicks. He's really stepped up as a debutant in this particular one. Obviously, very safe with the ball over the hands. I think it's because he's had a lot of time with the ball in hand. It will be interesting to see whether it goes to him.
And there you have it, player of the match. He's none other than Kelvin Gashoka.
Yeah, he's been Kelvin Gashoka as the man of the match.
Yes, that's what the match commentator on the other side has said.
Interesting. I think he's had an exciting game as well.
It's been very solid.
Yeah, he's carried the ball.
Well, Darwin scored. He assisted. I mean, it was a close call between the two.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think he's been the most in terms of his work ethic.
Yes.
In terms of that, I think Darwin, his position.
There's an opportunity for the Kenyans. Darwin yet again going down on the open side, well taken care of there by the Ugandans. Kenyans looking for that last nail on the coffin on the Ugandans. Mikey at the base of that rack. Wilson Kopondo carrying forward a couple of Uganda legends. Ball passed into the midfield and lost forward. Uganda turning defense into attack quickly, shifting to the outside channels where we have Michael Okorach, Victor Sudi apprehending Michael, making sure that the Ugandans are well taken care of. Uganda lose it forward. Counter attack there, an opportunity for the Kenyans.
Yeah, the game has been back and forth, and Kenya now have the ball. Uganda losing the ball in contact. Both teams going at each other with the final minutes of this particular play. Ball lost again. And the ball lost again, obviously. Still there, but Uganda seem to have retained possession of the ball. Lots and lots, obviously, options.
Kenyans with the possession.
Oh, ball turned over.
Pondo going down the blind side. Ugandans retreating.
I think Kenya's looking to grind this out, keep it in the forwards to the very end, and hoping an opportunity comes back. A missed tackle, a penalty. Ball turned over by the Ugandans. And the ball turned over. Uganda's in possession now. And Uganda slowing the ball down. Ball turned over again. And we can start with the pass. Back to Sudi, carrying the ball, taken in. Ugandans putting in a defensive shift. Referee with handed whistle, slowing down the ball. Ugandans having to work very, very hard defensively as Kenyans look to keep the ball very, very tight end within the forwards. The fact that the game has very few. Ball knocked forward. Referee called balls for us. A long spell of play. Kenyans and Uganda carrying the ball, just losing focus on the ball and moving forward. A good opportunity there. Continue building on that particular attack. So it's going to be a scrum down to Uganda. Time on the clock over. We're now playing referee's time. We're going to have a look what obviously Uganda will look to mount one final attack. Obviously the scores currently joining us. The scores are Sportpesa Legends Cup. Kenya 24, Uganda 15. Kenyans taking advantage in the second half. Sporting 2 tries. Uganda going to come back with that. And the referee has indicated the last play. This one, so it will be interesting to see what Uganda do with this play, and obviously possibly give the fans last line a piece of action in this Sportpesa Legend Cup.
Sit. Stay there.
And it's all carry. Very good carry. Forming the platform. Referee called plays advantage. Ball went back. Referee still playing advantage. I'm gonna try to string in the passes. And it goes back. It's a long play of advantage to the back on that particular one. So Ugandans will go back to the penalty. So Uganda penalty. The Kenyans are offside on that one. And you're gonna take a quick one.
Okay, thank you, gents. Thank you very much.
And that is the final whistle of the Sportpesa Legends Cup, with the legends, the Kenyan legends, having taken this one by 24 points to 15 by the Uganda legends. this obviously has been an exciting return leg. Obviously Kenya having won the initial leg 26-15 and having taken this one 4-15. I think the Ugandans will have a lot to remember in the first half, with a lot of possession that they had, lots of opportunities to tick the scores on the scoreboard. Having several visits to Kenya halves, the Kenyans had some amazing throws and visits and took advantage of some defensive lapses and obviously some individual brilliance as well from Darwin Mukitsa. On the other side, and obviously of the Ugandans, we had a good try from Roldan to Sime, obviously juggling with some good-handed skills, taking advantage of a loose ball that went back. Obviously Kenyans end, obviously the Ugandans obviously took advantage as well through Tony Lukia with that quick try after an exciting spell of play. And that is full tie at the RFUEA grounds in Nairobi, Kenya, where the Kenya Legends have just beaten the Uganda Legends 24-15. As the players go throws, as mentioned, man of the match is Kevin Gashoka, who obviously, other than the try episode, had several assists, obviously, in that particular game, and defensively put in the worksheet. It's been an exciting, and I think for some of the players, obviously, who were doing their debut for Uganda, Paul Kabazi, Gary Mabonga, and Oscar Olaro, obviously, it's been an exciting experience, and we hope to see them more in the future. And obviously for Darwin Mukitsa and John Allen Nabu, most of them all know John Allen Nabu, obviously a rugby player himself and a reporter extraordinary rare investigative journalism, obviously bringing his investigative style onto the pitch. So it's also good to see both sides bringing in some amazing new debutants who obviously play the game either in university and high school, in club rugby, and represent them nationally coming here together. As a player setting, this has been obviously, as mentioned, the second leg of the Sportpesa Legend Cup, a leg that was played twice between Kenya and Uganda, whether they play home and away and they host. This has gone on for a couple of years now and really increased the camaraderie between the two sides and the players having to come together here. The Legends, obviously, this then forms the last of these 15 tours. A lot of these teams, a lot of the Legend teams obviously participate in the Dubai events, so we'll be seeing them in that particular session as well. I think to the fans as well, it's been an amazing afternoon where the fans have really come out, and the way, despite with a brief spell of the weather, the fans have been amazing and smile on their faces and exciting, enjoying the game of rugby today. It's been an exciting spectacle. The partners have coming through. It's good to see several people coming out for this particular game. And obviously important obviously to recognize obviously the match officials for spending, for officiating, directing, guiding, and ensuring that the game is played according to the game of world rugby. I think what we have here today is obviously an opportunity where the Legends, both teams from the Legend side, provide an opportunity for players who have called it in their international career to come back to the pitch and provide an opportunity and entertainment for the fans to see some of these players we were not seen before. We also like to recognize the Uganda Legends for the trip they've made down here, and to their fans who also come to support their team. We welcome our brothers from the other side, obviously to the city, the capital city of Nairobi, at the RFUEA grounds for this particular fixture, as the players exchange niceties and the officials wait to give out the particular awards. Just there on the screen, you can see with the legendary Humphrey Kayangi, fresh off the Olympics. You know, the regular youth, very exciting to see the pitch. Eddie Otieno, the captain of this legend side, just shaking hands with their Uganda counterparts. Michael Waterak coming into your screen as the players obviously exchange. These players know each other and very well having played. Exciting to see family and friends. A lot of these legends, their families, you can see the kids out there supporting their parents. This particular very exciting opportunity for the kids and families. And such is a spectacle, of rugby. Provides an opportunity for ball action on the pitch for the fans, music, entertainment, and food, and a lot of opportunities obviously for the kids to interact, enjoy as they enjoy the teaching from that. As we wait, obviously the officials getting putting in place the prizes together for them to be able to award and present awards and trophies and recognition and recognize. Obviously, the sponsors have obviously played a very, very huge part in this particular tournament. And it's one of the lead sponsors, Sportpesa. And from now, I'm going to now transfer you to Walter Pitchside, who is with the captain. Walter, over to you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a spectacular 2024 Sportpesa Legends Cup. I'm now joined by the captain and coach of the Uganda Legends. That is Marshall Chumkam. Marshall Chumkam, 2 legs, and the result has been in favor of the Kenya Legends. What do you have to say about this year's result and game?
Well, thank you very much, NTV, for this opportunity. First of all, the Kenyan have been at it for, if I'm not mistaken, 5 years. So this is going to be our 2nd year. We are building, and if you can see, we are in a better position. So we are falling shy because of our mistake, and I think going by what we displayed, many good things are coming.
Speaking of very many good things coming for the Ugandans, I mean, second time of asking, you guys have narrowed down the margins between the Kenya Legends and the Uganda Legends. It surely means that you guys are on the right path as we head to next year's event.
Definitely, we are on the right path. We just need to stick to it and then go back to the drawing board and then work hard so that next time we're able to counter all the plans of the Kenyans. But all in all, cheers to the Kenyans. It's a good side. I played against them during my national team career, and then now I'm playing against them during the Legend. But definitely, trust me, we are going to break that curse.
Definitely, you've spoken about your career, the difference between playing normal test matches and of course this one of the Legends. What's the difference between the two in terms of intensity?
Trust me, the only thing is that we have breaks in between. But the game between Kenya and Uganda is always a derby, regardless of what age, what position you find yourself in, it's always a derby. So at this time in our career, in our life, in our lifetime, in our age, we still believe it's a derby. It's a derby.
Thank you so much, Captain and Coach. Go ahead and have a beautiful evening today with your teammates. Enjoy the Nairobi atmosphere as you head home. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. I want to say a great thank you to the fans who came in numbers to support us. Please keep coming. Let's grow the brand. Cheers.
Thank you so much. All the best. Yes, that has been the captain of the Uganda Legends. I'm now joined by the referee.
Much officials will be handing their medals.
We'll be talking to the referee. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee will introduce himself. But you've had a spectacular 80 minutes of Legends Rugby. Take us through that one.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's been a wonderful comeback for me and the Legends themselves. I mean, I'd like to thank the organizers for recognizing all the guys and to obviously show the public that these guys still have it. Trust me, it didn't feel any different from the days when they were still younger. So the tackles were still there. We all had fun. We spoke to each other, and the boys showed their skills.
Yes, and speaking of the Legends, and of course their yesteryears, you've had to referee an 80 minutes. What is the intensity?
It was very intense. They didn't show any signs of slacking down. As I said, the tackles were big. They ran as much as they could, and they gave it all, which was good. And it also gave me an opportunity to run as well.
Oh, lovely. Speaking of coming to Nairobi, thank you so much for coming through this year, and hopefully we catch you.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to another invitation. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and there you have it. There you have it. That was Pro Lesotho and the match official who's done an amazing job. Obviously, Pro Lesotho has been there and he's done that as an official, and it was good to see him come out and enjoy himself here and there. Earlier on, we had Walter speaking to Marshall, and interesting points. Obviously, he's highlighted a very key part you know, Kenya, in terms of Kenya and the Legends, they've been at it for quite a while now. They've built this brand. They've trained consistently over the past. They've introduced newer legends. I mean, for lack of a better word, newer, younger legends, despite the age entry for that. As we can see, the referee and the match officials being led by Pro Lesotho being awarded their accolades for their time spent on that one. As you can see, the referees coming on, Gashoya coming in, being provided, Paris, the TMO. I mean, done such an amazing job, obviously, being called upon to make a crucial decision on that incident and whether it was try or not try. It's good to see these officials, and we thank them for the work that has been done behind the scenes. Obviously, a lot of these match officials are not seen center pitch, but a lot of work goes to ensure in terms of substitutions and time and recording of scores is done. So a big shout out and congratulations to the referees who are now receiving their recognition awards and will pose for a photo after this particular one. As the referee said, for the particular photo, I'll just obviously circle back to Marshall Mukami, stating and identifying and recognizing obviously that Kenya have been at it for so long, and obviously putting down the gauntlet that they, as Uganda, will continue building, and we should expect reduced scores, and they're hoping obviously to change the scores going forward. I think it's crucial and to recognize the opportunity for them to step up and to continue building on the legendaries, especially when it comes to attracting obviously younger legends of the game in Uganda who obviously call it time on their international and club careers. And obviously he's recognized obviously the atmosphere of the fans and everything, and we obviously would like to wish obviously Marshall all the best in their quest to keep on building the legends. As we can see, as mentioned earlier, from scores of 38-6 last season to 24-15, the game could have gone any direction if we look at the opportunities and decisions that are made in this particular game. So it's good to see, and we look forward obviously to competitive clashes as we build on what is this legendary thing. Another important point to note is obviously the frequency of these Legends games. Obviously we only are treated to one spectacle, one in Nairobi and another one in Uganda. His rallying call and his rallying call to the partners and to everyone is for us to increase that particular frequency of those particular ones, maybe play the first quarter of the year and in the last quarter of the year as well, and maybe in the future to the organizers maybe look at incorporating other countries in Eastern Central, obviously that opens up the game. Obviously there are legends in several countries that are nearby. If we look at Uganda, they are doing the Uganda Legends doing their lap of honor, thanking the fans who've come out here today to support and have been welcomed, and the fans who are appreciating their efforts, who are appreciating their time, who are appreciating the opportunity to come and showcase their levels of skill. This obviously goes down as one of the most exciting fixtures to look forward in the year. Having built from last year, when you look at from an entertainment point of view, from an offering point of view, food, entertainment, music, and just friends to come along and capture the offering for families. We've seen a lot of the legends and a lot of the fans obviously coming with their kids going forward. As Ugandans go around and come around and say thanks to everyone. Obviously Kenya Legends team manager George Bai, obviously not playing this time. George Bai obviously no stranger to fellow Ugandans, having studied in Uganda at Makerere. Obviously very exciting to see that boy spent time in Uganda back here in Kenya. And there you have obviously the referees being awarded. You can see there Richard Amwela, Dennis Awori, all of them former chairman and directors of Kenya Rugby. So that's obviously something good to see them who've been obviously part of the game of rugby for decades, and good to see them here supporting the game of rugby. I think to Kenya, and in terms of their performance, obviously there was the expectation that they'd obviously take the game to the Ugandans and taking it there to the game. And now I'd like to hand over to Walter, who has the captain, Eddie, with him. I'll talk to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now joined by the winning captain of the Kenya Legends, Eddie Omondi. Eddie, what a game you guys have had. 2 legs and 2 results going in favor of the Legends, the Kenya Legends. What do you have to say about it?
Well, it's not getting any easier. I think our age is beginning to show up. But a big thank you to the Ugandans for always gracing this occasion. We are always grateful to them. We also wish to extend a huge, huge thank you to everyone who showed up here today. The weather was not kind. They've stuck with us. They've stuck through the game. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We look forward to more.
A game of 2 halves, a narrow result. The Ugandans have really caught up in terms of last year and this year. What do you have to say in terms of what the Ugandans have brought to the table this year?
I think our age has also caught up, but the Ugandans are playing better. It's just a matter of time. They're always going to catch up with us, so we'll just keep working harder, and let's hope it remains as it is.
What next? What next for the Legends now?
We have a fixture with a touring side from the United Kingdom sometime next month. Then we still have the Dubai Sevens, which we love to participate in, and we look forward to that.
Are the Legends playing Safari Sevens, the Nondes Legends?
I don't think so. That's too fast for us.
Well, thank you so much. It has been a very good afternoon. Your team has come through, and of course, the fans are doing a lot. You've done so well for the Legends. You played for Nondes, and this opportunity here to bring out the family and everyone, brilliant opportunity for
Thank you very much. Keep coming.
Thank you, and all the best, Eddie. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Eddie, the captain of the Kenya Legends, doing his thing, and of course making sure that we're doing and ready for this. Back to the commentary.
And that was Walter with Eddie Omondi, captain of the Kenya 7, of the Kenya Legends. We shall talk about it much later, but currently ongoing, the Ugandans are receiving their medals. Medals are being awarded by Richard Omwela and Dennis Awori, as mentioned earlier. The Ugandans having obviously brought their game in this point a little bit late into the second half, managing to reduce the scoreline. The difference being the early try scored in the final quarter by Kenya that has more or less created that particular difference. As you look at the Ugandans side, you can see there Dennis Etuket obviously had an exciting game, a lot of ball carries in his position at wing. It's very, very exciting of going in there. Roger Okundo obviously played his role in a number of pickups in the forwards. Obviously that was very, very interesting and providing an opportunity and breaking that line going forward. Dennis Awori obviously also very well known within Uganda in his experts and professional career and his input in terms of that particular one. Scott Olwach receiving his medals there. The battle of the forwards, obviously you can see the forwards brought it to the Kenyans, just didn't go their way. A lot of ball handling errors that went along on that particular area. But it's good to see as the players receive. Marshall, who was just speaking just now, had a massive game this particular one, not only stabilizing their pack, but also with a few ball carries, and true to his word, we shall be looking forward to the next fixtures as they promise to go back and put in the hard words, looking to change their fortunes and the scoreboard in their favor.
A special presentation for Ambassador Awori.
Yeah, so Ambassador Awori being awarded 20 stint in Uganda with the Rugby Union and presenting a dedicated recognition to him for his contribution for rugby in Uganda, and the players, as you can see, just waiting and there, stepping forward, awarding him with a special replica shirt for Chairman Ambassador Awori for his contribution to the game in rugby. Legend Ambassador Awori, we recognize you, we appreciate the efforts, obviously. The Ugandans obviously appreciate him in that particular situation. Obviously, when you look at obviously the contribution, obviously the game, within the region obviously has had those who have contributed to the game behind the scenes, both in Kenya and Uganda, and we appreciate them all in terms of administration. And this is obviously been seen as it cascaded down to the younger generation in terms of the leadership and stewardship of rugby in the region. The fans today have been treated to, obviously, the weather aside did not dampen their moods. They've also obviously come out in their colors truly and enjoyed and celebrated as they continue as the sun sets on this one. We are now waiting for the Kenyans to walk up, not on your screen currently, but we shall be seeing the Kenya Rugby Union chairman, Sasha Alexander Mutai, to give obviously the words. Sasha himself, having played rugby for Mean Machine, and very, very familiar to some of the players who he will be awarding, and some of the players who also, as Director of Sevens for Kenya Rugby Union, provided stewardship during his time. The Legends game has provided interesting conversations around the game of rugby and its value and entertainment value to the sponsors. I think on the screen, as you can see, the Kenyan Legends led by Tito, the Uganda Legends forming the Talti. It's actually very, very good to see. It's one of the beauties of the sport of rugby. Look at there. Man of the match this particular tournament being awarded to Darwin Mukitsa on his debut of his being awarded the man of the match, as we remember his iconic try. Is Darwin with his kid. Such an amazing and great to see. Now, he's being awarded man of the match, and congratulations, obviously, child, obviously beating. It's beautiful to see and what the game of rugby is done. The Kenya Legends now making their way to receive their medals, being provided with a guard of honor by their Uganda counterparts. Let Tito they go in there, followed closely by Victor Sidi, current chairman of Kenya Harlequins, and the players, the Kenya Legends, and congratulations for them, obviously making it 2 out of 2, having won the first fixture in Uganda 26 points to 15, and then replicating their fortunes right here at the RFUEA grounds, and NAIROBI winning this game by 24 points. 14. As they step forward, obviously Richard Colback, who's chairman of the Kenya Rugby Unions. Good to see them still supporting the game at this particular level. It's exciting to see as the players walk through and receive their medals for this particular game. It's exciting. I think the players can now also go enjoy this particular game after days of practice on the pitch. This will be truly deserved. If we're to go back to the comments as the Legends, Kenyan Legends receive the awards by Eddie, the captain, Eddie Omondi, the captain who plays for Legends and obviously instrumental in the formation of the Kenya Legends, Nondis by Legends, Legends by Nondis. He mentioned how it's very, very key and important to increase obviously the frequency of game and fixtures that increases their competitiveness, not only for them as a squad, but also as a form of entertainment and offering to the fans. Spoke of an incoming tour from aside from the UK, so fans will obviously be treated to a diverse fixture that is coming back. And obviously the Legends chronologically and consistently participating in the Dubai Vets tournament, having increased their performance there. But obviously these games act as a precursor for them going forward. He also took time to thank the fans. The fans have been very, very instrumental in making this thing, this particular event and fixture a success, taking cognizance of the weather, which usually can dampen the moods of every fan or player. But they stuck it out, spent time, celebrated, and enjoyed the game between the Kenya Legends and the Uganda legends as well. It's also important to note that he sent a special thank you to the Ugandans for always honoring this fixture, for taking time to travel and come down to Kenya to play this fixture. In your picture there, you see George Bai Jijo, as is known as team manager. I'm sure he wished and hoped that he was particularly there. We can see Uganda obviously back on his feet, and good to see him. He's shaking hands and recovered obviously from that nasty head to the knock. So it's very good. So long, who's obviously possibly the oldest vet over here, Wilson Kopondo and Katis Ilako playing on the same side, rivals during their playing days. Obviously Kopo played much earlier, but obviously Queens and KCB sharing in. Ben Darwin Mukisa back again, man of the match. As we mentioned, Lavin obviously suffering an injury very late into the incoming fixture. I'm sure he was missed by his team. And flyer extraordinaire. The first Kenya Sevens player to reach 100 points. Recognized and preached. George Odhiambo as well, the physio, who has been around for quite a while as a Kenya Sevens physio, known this physio, taking care of these legends as he would, as always. So we really, really appreciate his efforts and those coming. Humphrey Kayangi there with his kids, obviously receiving their awards. Humphrey Kayangi now transferring his skills at the National Olympic Committee of Kenya as they are having interaction with these players. Quite a lot, taking their familiar position of receiving awards, having been the one giving away awards in the recently concluded Paris 2024 Olympics. Oliver Jera, it's good to see the players all coming in. For Jason Gibson, the marketing director of Sportpesa Legend Cup, awarding the Sportpesa Legend Cup to the Kenya Legends for winning this year's fixture between Uganda for the Sportpesa Legend Cup. Sportpesa Legend Cup, Mr. Gibson, marketing director. There they go, it's time for them to enjoy as they pave way for the players and the kids. We enjoy the moment, and for such sake, congratulations obviously to the Kenya Legends for lifting this particular cup and giving the kids their opportunity for that. Oliver Mangeni, the current coach of KCB, Patrick Sakunda, very good to see these players. There, Peter Tyrell at number 9 played a crucial role going forward. To mention Tito Duke. As the players get back to this thing, obviously as fans, from a fan's point of view, it'll be exciting to see where the game goes from here for the legends, what opportunities exist going forward. Do we have an opportunity to introduce, as the women's game grows, obviously we saw fixtures earlier in recognition, as the women's game grows, maybe an opportunity as more and more of them play games, we'll be able to see now the women's legends between the two countries. Obviously, as we look on that particular one, we'd like to say a huge thank you to the fans. We'd like to say thank you to the crew, the teams, and the sponsors for everything that they've been doing and making this particular one a success. To the players, to Kenya and Uganda, safe travels back to the fans. There's lots of entertainment going on. We'd like to say a very goodbye and thank you for taking time to watch the Sportpesa Legends Cup. Congratulations, Kenya. Felicitations, Uganda Legends, and see you later. This has been a production of Live Eye. Thank you very much and see you.